The time is 11 a.m. in beautiful, slightly overcast California, and hello there, friends. Hello, hello, hello. And hi, kitty. Hi, wifey. Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to my stream. The name is Maxi. Pronouns are they, them, and this is my show. Yeah. So welcome back to day 2 of a week where I'm taking it really, really nice and chill. And today, we're going to be having a lovely chatting conversational stream. Today is all about baby stories, or stories of when I was a baba, or a small child. Hello, hello, friends. How's everybody doing? We have so many people in chat already, so many lovely faces. Also, much to my chagrin, I must tell you, by the way, emoji and emotes appear to not be working on the screen right now, though please feel free to use our emotes to see if they show up on the screen. Though I have a faint feeling they won't. Nonetheless, we're going to be charging through. I love, hi Victor, and Victor says 11 a.m., but that is time for babies to take a nap. Like most hours during the day. It's so true. Oh my god. What I wouldn't give to have just a nap right now. Y'all. For real though. Y'all want to just take like a nap right now? Just we do like a nap stream. We do like a mirror play, but it's an app, and we just all agree to take a nap right now. How about that, huh? Okay, well, at least I love the wall of rat gems, by the way, and I love that they show up in the chat on the sidebar, but unfortunately not on the screen. Yeah, mirror nap, okay? Everybody just agrees to take a nap together. That would be so nice, actually. Yo, hell yeah, Charlie went to bed at 10 and actually woke up at 7:30, and they feel great. Awesome. I'm happy for you. I slept pretty alright last night, but I had, like, terrible, stressful dreams. Honestly, people literally do nap together in VR chat. Yo, honestly, this is the future that we need. I am not capable of taking naps, unfortunately, says Chips. I see. I'm not tired yet. I mean, that's completely fair, honestly. Oh, man. I can tell, by the way, in case you're wondering, why are we doing nice little chill streams, by the way? We're doing nice little chill streams this week because I am tired. Oh, yeah. Do you like it? Yeah, they show up on the stream now. I found a nice little way of making it work. If you want me to tell you how I did it, let me know, and I can show you how to do it on your stream. It's really, really simple. Also, I found a widget where you're able to you basically create one YouTube link for your streams, and you never have to update the link for your chat ever again. It's a lifesaver. I will send you that. I will send you that, Seku. Let me write it down real quick so I don't forget. Yeah, I know, like, literally, like, the worst thing about streaming on YouTube is literally you have to update your chat box every single day. But I found a way that you don't have to do that. So let me just add a little checkbox here. Seku share. There we go. Also, how do we feel about some pen writing ASMR, by the way? You guys can't hear that, can you? You can't hear the scratch of the pen? No, you guys can't hear that. Never mind. The best thing about using fountain pens is the little ASMR you get of little scratching with a pencil. Unfortunately, you can't hear it. Rip. Rip ASMR enjoyers, unfortunately. So, before we get started, I do want to let you know a couple of things we have going on this week. On Friday of this week, I will be ranking your OCs. So you have to submit your OCs through our Discord. ! Discord in the chat will give you a nice little link to that. ! Discord will get you there, and we have thank you mods, thank you. There's the button. Oh my god. Yo. Okay, people in chat, should Charlie order pad thai or sushi? Both are honestly really, really good options. My vote goes to pad thai, and I was gonna say that before Kitty literally spoke before I did, by the way. Oh, hell yeah, Seku. Yeah. I'm going to be reviewing your characters. So don't forget to leave your submission by the end of the day tomorrow. Kitty will review the posts to make sure that, there isn't anything that might be problematic or anything. I don't expect to, But the problem with having an open submissions like this is, oh, what is pad thai? Oh, let's actually go. Let me just quickly just hide my screen just in case. Pad thai is it's a delicious, delicious dish of pasta. It's a little bit spicy, a little bit sweet. Oh, it's delicious. Oh, it's all lemongrass and actual peanuts in there. Oh, it's so tasty. It's so tasty. It's a Thai noodle dish with peanuts and bean sprouts. Oh my god, it's so good. Pad Thai so good. Or local Thai place. You know, they give you options, right? Like, oh, do you want to have it with like meats or whatever? And I get mine with tofu, and they give you a big mess of tofu. It's great. Anyways, now Friday is gonna be reviewing characters day, right? So what's happening on the other days? Well, tomorrow, by the way, on the stream, I'm going to be ranking Disney and Pixar movies, by the way. That's gonna be really, really exciting. I have opinions. I have so many opinions. So get excited. Oh, pad thai is definitely not gluten-free. I am pretty although actually, I wonder. Maybe? Probably not, actually. It is gluten-free. Yo, let's go, Pogs. Rice noodles, let's go. Seku says, I'm gonna judge you 100% based off of where Lilo and Stitch lands. Okay, alright. You know what? I'm okay with this. I am okay with this. So yeah, tomorrow, Disney tier list, by the way. And then the day after that, we're going back to our Pokemon Nuzlocke, by the way. With this thumbnail that I went way too hard on, by the way. I went way too hard on this thumbnail. I just made it this morning. You know, Pokemon die if they faint, by the way. I went so hard on this thumbnail. You guys don't even realize how hard I went on this thumbnail. It's one of my favorite memes. You know, like people die if they're killed, which is a lovely, lovely, ridiculous quote. Thank you. Honestly, like the new sketchy style that I'm going for is absolutely completely. The fault of this is completely Chip's, by the way. Looking at Chip's art made me want to use a like nice like textured brush for my shading. So it's entirely Chip's fault, by the way. Also, Victor says, having opinions on the internet, bold. I know. I consider myself to be on the forefront of you know, on the cutting edge of internet culture. That's why I like to have all of my opinions. So that's the plan. That is the plan for tomorrow. Actually, that's actually 2 days from now, by the way. Oh my god, Citro, you have no idea. Citro says, your Tumblr post with that meme still shows up on my socials every so often, and I love it. That post has like probably 250,000 notes on Tumblr. That post is like one of my like top like most successful posts on Tumblr. It's that, and then that post I did about that one website where you could find out like information about illegal stuff. That website is down. It has been down for like 5 years, and I still get messages every day on Tumblr being like, hey, so what's up? Why is the website down? Like I'm somehow responsible for that. It's funny. Oh my god, and Victor is playing in Nuzlocke right now. Hell yeah. Yo, what Pokemon game are you playing? I need to know. Oh my god, a Togepi dying because he used Metronome and ended up self-destructing. Oh my god, I love that. I mean, I hate it. It's bad, but I love it though. Yeah, Max, why did I take the website down? Yeah, well, I was tired of people like messaging me, so that's why I personally shut down the website. Yeah, it's funny because I made like a custom GIF for that post and everything, and like it blew up. It's funny. Max, you created the website if you posted about it. Oh my god, Chips, that's no, don't say that, Chips. That website had information on like how much you can play, like you can pay an assassin to kill someone, and it's like how much does it cost to purchase X pounds of drugs. I found that website. It was the website was filled up using information from police records, if I remember correctly. And I thought it would be kind of like a cool little resource for writers, and I shared it, and it blew up. It super blew up. Oh, yo, Victor's playing a crystal hack? Hell yeah. I need to play a Pokemon hack. I've never played any Pokemon hacks. You know, I've randomized my save files like we're doing for the Nuzlocke, but I haven't really ever played a hack. Oh my god, Charlie, really? Charlie says I didn't realize that post was yours until like 3 years ago. I love that. I love that. Yo, Kendra's here. Hi, Kendra.
Welcome.
Buenos, Kendra. How you doing? Yo, what's Pokemon Unbound? Also, I love that all my friends are here for the equivalent of just me talking about yeah. It was pink hair Maxi days. Yes, it's true. Fun fact: my hair was pink, partially in reference to a link to the past Link who had brown skin and pink hair. Also because gender. Kendra's doing some packing. Hell yeah. Lovely to see all my friends in chat today, I'm not gonna lie. I love you all, by the way. So let me take a sip of water. We can just literally just start going in. So as you can't tell because I have a little tab hidden here, but I have a little presentation today. I have a little presentation for y'all. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, I really like that. Chips, I'm gonna have to look into that. Pokemon Unbound, you said, right? Yeah, no, I agree with you, Victor. Like, the older Zelda artwork was really goofy, but I really like it. Especially when, like, the artist realized that Link doesn't wear pants. And Link is just wearing, basically, like, a tunic. And I'm just like, I'm kind of here for that, honestly. They could bring that back and just give, like, Link, like, sports shorts or something, you know? Oh, Alex is here. Hi, Alex.
Welcome.
Well, you know, see what, you know, listen to the stories, get some writing done, have fun. Kendra, shut the hell up, Kendra. Kendra's like, oh no, ooh, I didn't get all of my writing. I didn't meet my word quota today. Even though Kendra literally stomped their goal for the week in one day. So you know what, Kendra? Shut up. So fun fact, I actually, you know, we have a little writing group. We met last Saturday, and I taunted Kendra that if Kendra met their writing goal by the end of the week, I would draw fan art of an author who I despise. And Kendra was like, wow, I can make Max be miserable. And then they basically wrote all of their the entirety of their writing quota in one day. And I'm just like, okay, I see how it is. Oh my god, that's right, Charlie, you missed that. You missed that on the stream. Charlie, you can imagine. You know who it is. You know who it is. It's the big G. I was like, Kendra, if you meet your word quota, I was trying to encourage my I was trying to encourage Kendra to write. And I'm like, you know what, Kendra? I will draw fan art of the author I don't like wearing a flower crown. If you meet your quota. And then Kendra was like, yo, what if I take it when I go see him whenever he shows up in New York, and he can get it signed? And I'm like, I would hate that. And then Kendra was like, what if I take a copy of The Last Bread Mage and I tell this author, I'm like, you know, my friend wrote this book and was really inspired by you. And Kendra gets my book signed by this author. I would actually die. I would combust in flames. The thing is, like, I know Kendra's not gonna do that because Kendra pretends that they are like big, like chaotic evil, but they're actually like chaotic good. Kendra's chaotic good. Kendra could not possibly do that, by the way. Yo, Charlie ate good barbecue. Oh, that's why you left early, huh? Oh, yo, by the way, hell yeah, Charlie, are you okay with me sharing your book anniversary today, by the way? I love Alex and Kendra having like movie talk, by the way. I like that. Hell yeah. Okay, in that case, people in the chat, can we please get a round of applause for my good friend Charlie, who's the story they've been working on in interim. They originally came up with the idea for this story 10 years ago. That's so awesome, and you've been working on this story, and you're giving it your best, and I'm really proud of you. You know, a story idea that you got so many years ago, and you've slowly been like working on it, and honestly, I'm incredibly proud of you, my friend. Good job. Yeah! Good job, Charlie. It also has aged like fine wine. It's also become more and more queer over the years, which makes me very happy. Make it more gay. Even more gay. Honestly, I feel like he has finally achieved peak gayness, and that makes me very happy. All I'm gonna say is that nobody's ready for Priam, okay? Priam is so good. Priam is like, he's very, very good. He's very, very dumb. He's dumb, he's pretty, he's dumb, and that's all that a person needs to be. Yeah, you know, sometimes stories need time. Stories need time. You know? And don't feel bad because, you know, I am going to be getting back to my older books very, very soon. So, you know, I'm gonna also have that moment where I'm like, I love the emo. The redeems are still triggering twice for some reason. You may be asking, Max, haven't you like reset the cache? I have reset the cache like 10,000 times. So I don't know why redeems are triggering twice. I'm just gonna keep moving on. Yeah, you know, like it's a 2-for-1 deal, okay? Now, we have already been chilling here for 15 minutes, so I think like it's a pretty good time for us. Oh my god, Victor. Oh my god. That's actually hilarious. I love that. So once again, I'm very, very proud of my friend Charlie Arlette, who's you know, working on this project, and I'm incredibly proud of them. Good job, friendo. Ooh, you know what? Actually, getting a sip of water is actually a great idea. Thank you. It's the Kirin Summer Spring Sales event. How dare you? I love those though. Oh my god.
Hydrate, you bastard! Hydrate!
Double redeems though. We're offering double redeems on all redeems from now until this bug gets fixed. All right, so without any further ado, I would like to welcome you all to my presentation. Welcome to my presentation today. I'm going to be talking about stories from before I moved to the United States. That is the deadline for the stories presented today. It'll be stories before I moved to the United States. So up until when I was 13 years old. I don't think I have many stories from when I was 13. But nonetheless, the following stories are going to be presented out of order, mostly because I come up with them in this order, and I feel like it's kind of funny to relay them in this way, by the way. Oh my god. Yeah, you know, yeah, Charlie, I'm pretty sure that app is just always on sale, by the way. Yeah, before I became region unlocked. It's so true. It's so true. So welcome to my presentation. I will be sharing stories of when I was younger. Will there be pictures? No, there will not be pictures of me as a baby. Though I guess if you would like to remember did I open Word? I opened Microsoft Word. Why have the Lords forsaken me? Microsoft Word, please. Microsoft Word is opening. Close. Get close, sucker. There you go. There you go. If you would like a picture of a baby, here's a picture of a baby, by the way. Non-linear storytelling. I never do that in my books, but consider this, you know. What if you have group chat privileges? Well, that would require me having pictures of me as a baby just handy. That's actually a lie. I have some baby pictures that I could share, but I'm not going to, because today is going to be entirely a storytelling experience. There is one meme in this presentation, and it's pretty early on. So let us begin my presentation. With a lovely little story you might have already heard, but I want to just, you know, I feel like it's a nice introduction to who I am as a person. So, last year I was actually, my parents came back from Mexico, and they brought back with them an old VHS tape, by the way. And this VHS tape, they just found it was unlabeled back in our old house. And my parents were like, "Hey, is there any way you can like convert this into a digital format?" And yes, I can. I happen to have, by the way, an Elgato capture card. And the Elgato capture cards, all they do is they just capture an input. So if you connect them to a VCR, which we have, by the way, Kitty still has her old VCR where she used to watch like Aladdin on VHS. So I hooked up the Elgato capture card to the VCR, and I was able to slowly and carefully digitize this old VHS tape. And this VHS tape is approximately, I would say, like 30 minutes of random clips that my family must have recorded around the time I was 6 years old. I would say 5 to 6 years old, by the way. So there's another story that's coming from this very same VHS tape that I found. But it is lovely, lovely, lovely to be able to grab a piece of history. And this camera that my parents used to record and this tape, they're both so old that even though they were in VHS format, it was literally like a 40-minute runtime and black and white. So that's literally what this footage looks like. So this footage has this VHS tape has footage of my house the way it used to look like back in the day. You know, we have a house in Mexico. And it's really interesting seeing the house the way that I exactly remembered it. But now with the perception of being an adult and being like, oh wow, that house was way smaller than I remembered. I remember it being huge, but actually no, it was not that big at all. Actually, we live in the city. You don't have big houses in the city. So, right at the beginning of this VHS step, let me paint a picture for you, okay? Imagine everything is in grayscale, because of course it is. And the camera, I believe it is my mom who's holding the camera, and she's recording. She's standing at the door to the kitchen, recording the living room, and straight ahead you can see what appears to be a long sofa. And on this long sofa there is my sister. My sister, who's at this time, I assume she must be, if I am 6, then she must be 11 years old. Yeah. Oh, I could apply a grayscale filter, but I'm not gonna. That's too much work. My sister is she's playing with a big hat that my mom must have given her. Next to her is my dad, who is fidgeting with what appears to be an RC car. Again, there is sound in here. You can hear my sister trying to get my mom's attention with the camera. And my father is fidgeting with the batteries of the RC car. And next to my father is me. I am probably 5 to 6 years old. I am a small baby. Again, you know, I do kind of feel like there's a this is not quite. I'm not this much baby, but I'm pretty much closer to this, right? And what's funny about this particular tape is that in this tape, I'm holding the controller for the remote control car, you know, and it's one of those where you literally just hold the trigger, right? And I'm waving it at the camera to my mother as I'm smiling, saying hi to her. Of course, in Spanish, so, you know, subtitles Spanish, incoherent Spanish, right? And I remember the antenna wiggling back and forth as I'm trying to get her attention. And it is in this, if you freeze frame, in my 5.5-year-old body, you can see that I am wearing a white t-shirt. Onto this white t-shirt is printed a character from an anime. In case you don't know, anime just airs in Mexican television. You don't have to get a special channel for anime. Anime has always aired in Mexican television. My mother and my sister candidly remember watching Candy on on Mexican television. My sister grew up watching, you know, like those really old ones, like the Flower of Versailles. I feel like we also got that one, and the one where the girl turns into a prince to fight crime. We also had that anime back in Mexico in the olden days. But I grew up watching Sailor Moon. Was it Samurai Warriors? I forget. Dragon Ball, and of course, Saint Seiya. I was, or Caballeros del Zodiaco, as we used to call it back at the time. Rose of Versailles, thank you. And the other one, Kitty, the other one is like, it's the old school manga, and it's a girl who dresses like a prince. I remember that anime was old by the time I was watching anime as a child. I remember looking at it and being like, wow, this is old. Yeah, it's definitely one of his works. And I remember like the Rose of Versailles as well, and I'm like, man, this stuff is old. But my favorite anime was Knights of the Zodiac, or, you know, Saint Seiya. And my 5.5-year-old little early queer child, clearly my parents didn't pick this shirt for me. Clearly we went to one of the markets or something, or some sort of store, and I purchased, and I picked what shirt I wanted. Hi Dale.
Welcome.
We're sharing baby stories. And what character do you think was on the cover of this t-shirt? If not, Andromeda Shun. We call this foreshadowing, baby. Can you believe in an anime? In anime. Oh, it was Princess Knight. Thank you, Kitty. It was actually Princess Knight. Like, imagine Saint Seiya is a show about boys fighting boys and fighting the forces of evil. And who was my favorite character when I was little? Gee, I wonder if it was like the prettiest, cutest, most feminine, doesn't want to fight, wears pink armor character. I wonder I wonder if this was my favorite game. So we like to call this foreshadowing. So, you know, ever from a very, very young age, I knew that I was going to be a person that was very, very gender. If anything, it was one of the reasons why I really, really liked anime growing up, because anime, especially like the really, really weird Japanese anime, like it focused a lot on gender and playing with gender. So you can imagine that, you know, once I became a teenager, I was watching the hell out of Ranma 1/2, and really, really liking it. And just like there was something about the idea of there was something about the idea of a character whose body changed, and it's in spite of their body changing, they still retained an identity that was unique to them, almost as though your identity is not connected to your physical body. That really, really spoke to me. Also, I love Victor, by the way. Yeah, Latinoamericanos watching Saint Seiya. It's so true, though. It's so true. Yeah. We don't talk about the new 3D movie that just yeah. You want to know how people like really, really just don't understand what Saint Seiya was about? There was a 3D movie of Saint Seiya, produced for Netflix, and instead of like addressing the fact that, you know, Andromeda Shun is actually a boy who wears pink and actually doesn't want to fight, they just made Andromeda Shun a girl. Because, you know, that makes sense, right? Yeah, you know, like let's just completely like overlook, like, you know, the conversation we're having here about gender and identity. Let's just like completely forget that and just make him a girl. Anyways, let boys be pretty. That's all I want to say. Let boys be pretty. And with this, we have an introduction as you know, as we like to call it, foreshadowing. So let's move on. By the way, there will be a Q&A section at the end if you want to ask me questions about me when I was little. I have quite a few stories, so we're going to be moving right along, by the way. Let boys be pretty. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, could one of the mods please make that a quote, please? Moving over to the next story. So, being a child who liked video games from a very, very young age, you need to understand, by the way, that, like, you know, living in Mexico at this time, Mexico was approximately, like, 8 to 10 years behind video game technology. So it took a long time for us to get particular gaming systems. So even though I was a 90s kid playing on my NES. And I never actually had a Super Nintendo. We went from NES to N64 and PS1. My brother and I were really, really good at saving our monies, by the way. Oh my god, yeah. Oh no, Charlie! Oh no. It's, you know what, Charlie? Sushi will have to do. So, getting video games was really, really hard for me. In part because video games, especially cartridge-based video games, were really, really expensive. So when we had access to the PS1, and of course it was a hacked PS1. They didn't even sell regular PS1s in Mexico. Do you have any idea how expensive, you know, like like American price video games are in Mexico? It's like 100 times the price. It's ridiculous. My allowance was my weekly allowance back when I was little was 10 pesos, which at the time was equivalent to $1. That's what my allowance was. My allowance was $1. Do you have any idea how long it would take me to save to buy, like, I don't know, a Link to the Past for the Super Nintendo for the price of, like, I don't know? I guess it was like approximately $70. So, you know, let's just have me save for 70 weeks. Have me save for approximately, I don't know, 5 years to be able to purchase a Link to the Past. So, disc-based media for the PlayStation allowed me to experience a lot more games. So, there was, for one of my birthdays, my parents asked me, hey, what game do you want for your birthday? And asking a kid what they want for their birthday is inherently a bad choice. Because kids never want to tell you what they actually want, because kids, there's this interplay of you don't want to ask for too much or too little. You know, you don't want to appear greedy, but you also don't want to ask for nothing, because then you'll get nothing, and people will be like, well, you ask for nothing, so nothing you will get, you know? That's the little interplay that you have when you're a child, right? So I told my parents, you know what, if you go to the place where they sell the video games, here's a list of the games that I would like. And I wrote a list. It must have been like 20 items, because I'm clearly like, I'm probably 9 years old, right? I'm probably 9 years old. And I was probably like, yeah, here's a list of like 20 games. And let me tell you, this list of games contained things like Tony Hawk Pro Skater and other kind of like stuff that nowadays I'm like, man, how could I have so much fun playing these games? No, I'm not spitting. I'm not saying bad things about Tony Hawk. But what I'm saying is that like I grew up to really like role-playing games. And this is the pivotal point in my life right now. This is the point in the timeline where I went. This is the point in the timeline where I became a role player, okay? And I need you to understand that I gave my parents that list, and I expected nothing. I expected nothing because my parents didn't know about video games. And what are they gonna do? Are they gonna shove that list in front of a person? You know, if I could go back, now that have a person with a fully developed cerebral cortex, I would probably be like, maybe don't give your parents a list of video games that they don't know how to find. But my parents, somehow, my mother and my father, who knew nothing about video games, they managed the unthinkable. They managed to unknowingly introduce me to Japanese role-playing games by purchasing the equivalent. It's not the equivalent, it was literally what it was. It was a packet of like 10 PlayStation games, literally like wrapped together by like a band-aid. They must have gotten it somewhere. Someone must have had a deal where like, hey, you can buy all of these like hacked PlayStation games for this very little price. And my parents were like, well, one of these ought to be good for the child. So they come home and I open it and I'm like, wow, this is actually really good. Like, you know, my first response is like, oh, it's a lot of games. One of these ought to be good, right? And as I'm going through the boxes, my jaw drops to the floor, because there, right dead center in the middle of all of these, you know, like random like driving and you know platformer PS1 games that I didn't care about. I'm not gonna dunk on Klonoa. This is not what this stream is about. But right in the middle of it was this. It was a CD case that was larger than a regular CD case because it held 2 discs in it. There were 2 discs in that, in this CD case. And I look at the cover, and it says Final Fantasy Chronicles, or something like that. And across the cover is like a fantasy, like some sort of like guy with a spear. I don't care about that. But underneath is the art style of someone I recognized. The art style of Akira Toriyama, creator of Dragon Ball, but also the lead artist for a little game called Chrono Trigger. Now, I didn't know Chrono Trigger was on the PS1. In fact, I have always wanted to play Chrono Trigger forever. I read about it in magazines forever, but I never had a Super Nintendo, so I figured I would never get to play it. So look at me. You know, I'm out here, it's my birthday, and there's a bunch of random games, and in between all these random racing games, don't ask me if I remember what they were, please. I couldn't remember. But right there is the double pack of Final Fantasy IV and Chrono Trigger for the PS1. Sure, the load times are terrible, but there it is, right there. I could finally play the game I've always wanted to play, which was Chrono Trigger. Of course, being a child in the United States, a child in Mexico, unable to read English, I will tell you that I did not beat Chrono Trigger until years later when I picked it up for the DS. Yeah. It was a combo pack. It was a combo pack for the PS1. It was Final Fantasy IV and Chrono Trigger. And you know, again, I got pretty far into Chrono Trigger, but I never beat it because you know, reading comprehension skills were kind of required to play that game, and I did not speak English at the time. But nonetheless, it was a really fun and incredible experience, and it's really funny. You know, like it really gets me that even a child who didn't speak English could somehow figure out that you could save in the overworld of Chrono Trigger. It's just really funny. Wait, you hear that? That's the sound of Kendra stopping packing to run over to the computer to type a message. You hear that? You hear that? Oh my god. Oh my god. Chip says, I also couldn't read when I first played Chrono Trigger, even knowing English. Oh my god. Seku gets it. I feel that says Seku. I played Zelda Minish Cap before knowing how to read and didn't get through it because of it at all. I know! Yeah, so we actually we purchased a copy of that exact same disc pack, and we mailed it to Kendra because I want Kendra to play Chrono Trigger. But I'm roasting Kendra a little bit because Kendra didn't know you could save in the overworld. So Kendra was like, I keep getting killed by birds and I never get a chance to save because I don't make it to a save point. And I'm like, bestie, you can save in the overworld. Now, this is not related to this particular story, but I do want to share it because it just goes to show like what a dumb child I was. I remember actually when I first got my copy of Pokemon Blue on the old brick of a Game Boy. I remember spending literally like 3 hours trying to get out of the beginning house because I didn't know how to get out of the house. And you're like, Max, just walk towards the floor mat. I thought it was a table. I thought it was a floor. It was a table. I didn't realize it was a floor mat. Also, where I come from, the doormat is outside the door, not inside the house. So, speaking of like being a child who doesn't know English, like Kirin and I, for our other channel, we actually played through all of Paper Mario, right? And I beat Paper Mario. I beat Paper Mario without knowing English. And it was really, really funny because, like, you know, Kirin and I, we were playing it on the channel. And I'm like, how the hell did I manage to beat this game without knowing English? Like, I am legit, like, shook at the idea that I managed to figure out that I had to go into that one random house and go into the toy world in order to like advance the plot for like chapter 5 or whatever. I am absolutely like shook by the concept that I was able to actually finish Paper Mario when I was unable to speak English. It's so weird. Like I guess maybe the game was definitely designed for you know, kids to figure it out, but like even to this day I'm like, how did I beat that game? Oh my god. Yes. Oh my god, I love Lady Bow. Lady Bow, so good. I love that. Again, like, I don't know how I did it, but I remember this was the pivotal point in my life where before this point, all I played was like Mega Man. I was a big fan of Mega Man. By the way, sidebar, by the way. A couple days ago, we were on our date. We actually swung by our local game store and we actually picked up Mega Man Battle Network collection for the Switch. I'm super excited to share that with my baby. But it was funny because I was telling Kitty, I'm like, yeah, it's like Mega Man, but it's like a RPG. And Kitty's like, so I don't know what Mega Man is about. And I was explaining it to her, and she was looking at me with complete disbelief. And I'm like, yeah, you defeat the bosses in Mega Man and you get their power. That's what you do. And Kitty was like, oh, that's what Mega Man does. It got me. I was like, yeah, that's what Mega Man does. He steals the power of the bosses. That's what we do. Also, Chips is so correct, by the way. Chips says Zero is very gender. I love Zero. It's funny. Okay, you know what? Okay, so we're gonna go back to this story one more time. This is a bonus story, okay? Bonus story. So one time, I was hanging out with my family. We were in the center of the big city that we lived in, and you know, there was like people selling toys, right? And I saw this toy. There was a toy that was clearly Mega Man, and a toy that was this really, really pretty-looking robot person with long hair, and things on their chest that I assume had to be breasts. And I asked my parents if I could get that doll instead of the Mega Man. So before I knew who Zero was, I knew I was captivated by the idea of gender. And I'm like, look at this person who's like pretty but also like boyish, who's like a combination of like both genders and yet at the same time not. So yes, given the chance, even when I was little, I was like, yes. Hi, Manel.
Welcome.
Okay, listen, Alex, if you look up the original design for Mega Man Zero, you will understand what I'm talking about. Pretty and handsome, perfectly balanced. I know, it's so true. Also, welcome back, Manel. I'm sharing some stories of when I was a baby, and you missed a couple, but it's fine. Talking about video games and talking about you know, being a queer little kid back in the day. My queerness has always been inherently about gender. Just realizing that you could look however you want to. dress up however you want to and behave however you want to. That is what gives me life. Yes, Victor, you're absolutely correct. The color on the armor of that Zero was absolutely incorrect. I remember it being like the colors did not make sense. And yes, you could take off the armor too. It was funny. It was funny. God. Anyways, moving on to the next story. So, oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Charles. That sucks. I'm sorry, friendo. So, this... Oh no. I am about to sneeze. Give me a second. And the sneeze has been dealt with. Now, the following is what may be my most popular story from when I was little. And so the legend goes. Oh, thank you, Zeku. Thank you for the bless you. So it goes. Imagine my childhood living room. The living room attached to the kitchen, of course, by a little archway. And again, it's a small house, unexpected to be a mansion. But I vividly remember, we had relatives over. And, they were doing the thing where, like, I'm a child, so they're asking me, like, questions to be like, haha, you're a child who does not know about the world and the ways of life. and I would reply to them with my wit, and we would battle. We would have these battles of prose and intelligence, battle of wits, you may. And I remember, I was walking through the living room to the kitchen to grab something from the fridge. And it was at this moment that one of my uncles decided to battle me, to begin a random encounter for a battle of wits. And I pulled out a little glass of milk. I pulled out the little jug of milk and I filled up a little glass for myself. I must have been like 6 years old, by the way. And I filled up the glass, because I I love milk growing up. I don't drink milk anymore, but I used to. And I fill up the glass, and I'm taking a sip, and at this point, this relative looks to me and says, "Hey, do you know where milk comes from?" And I'm pretty sure that I did not think about this twice, but so legend goes that without hesitation, I looked up at my uncle, shut the door to the fridge, and I said, "Well, it comes from the fridge. Duh." Let me do that again. Well, it comes from the fridge. Duh. Now, clearly, the answer, the correct, honestly, I think I gave the correct answer there, I mean, I'm not wrong. I am definitely not wrong. Surely there is a supply line, clearly, but where does this game end, Did the milk come from the fridge? Did it come from the distribution facility? Did it come from the dairy farm? Did it come from the cow? Did it come from the grass and the feed and the hay that the cow consumed? Did it come from the earth and the worms and the bioorganisms living in the earth that became the hay and the feed? Did it come from from a cycle of life where things die and are eaten once again by the earth and fed into the plants and the ecosystem that moves around in a perpetual wheel of life and death? Where does it end, I say? The fridge. My cup as I sip on it. Technically correct, the best kind of correct. I love them, Manel. It came from the cow, Maxi. No, it came from the fridge, Caleb. I literally pulled it out of the fridge. Now, here's the thing. Even now as an adult, I'm like, I have no way to know it came from a cow. For all we know, cows are a myth. For all we know, cows do not exist, and dairy farms are just empty warehouses. Who are we to know that the milk we drink is milk? That's just where it was sitting. Oh my god. Yeah. Victor says, yeah, when a kid asks you where the babies come from, you don't tell them about the primordial soup. There you go. Oh my god, Kendra. Kendra says, it was stolen from the cow. Oh my god. Is a cow not entitled to the milk of its teat? No, says the government. It belongs to the United States. No, says the man in the Kremlin. It belongs to everyone. Is a cow not entitled to the milk of its teat? No, says the man in the Vatican. It belongs to God. Oh, God. I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. I don't want to say that bit was engineered for Seku, but I feel like if anyone would like that bit, it would be Seku. Oh, God. So in here we have the beginning of my postmodern approach to conversation and fiction. By the way, cows really should take over the moose of production. How dare you, Victor? I was not ready for the moose of production. Oh my God, Charlie, thank you. No, says the government, it belongs to the United States of America. Thank you. Oh my God, Kendra says I looked it up to see if it was Marx. It's BioShock, Kendra. I love it. All right, so moving on, and now for something completely different. So, oh my God, I like that Charlie is giving. Wait, Charlie, are you adding a quote or are you? I think no, Charlie's adding a quote, but it became ad points. I love that. I'm here for this. I love you, Charlie. You're the best. I was like, it's been a bit since I've read the manifesto, but I feel like I should have remembered that. Oh my God, Kendra, I love you. Is this where he tells you won the Tonys? Actually, I kind of do, actually. So as I mentioned earlier, last year I digitized a VHS tape that my parents got me. They found it in our old house and they wanted me to turn it into a video, so I did. And as I mentioned earlier, this VHS tape contains several little family moments. One moment which I will not share because this is stories of me as a baby, not stories of my parents being absolutely goofs. But there is a lovely little moment. Here's a sidebar, a fun little story, okay? So, in one of the clips of this VHS tape, you can clearly see my sister. My sister is holding a camera. They're holding the camera and is recording what appears to be my younger baby brother, who would have been probably 2 or 3 years old at the time. And I'm in the background and we're just playing, right? And my sister is trying to record my brother. And she brings the camera super close to him, okay? And I'm gonna say it in Spanish first, and then I'll say it in English so you understand the context here. So my sister brings the camera and zooms in on my brother, and my brother, this 2.5, maybe 3-year-old baby, looks at her dead into the lens and says, "Tonta." If you don't know what tonta means, he basically looks at her dead into the lens and says, "Stupid." He just calls her stupid. It just kills me. This 3-year-old child had no chill. Absolutely no chill. Oh my God, I love it. It's so good because he's just a baby, okay? He's just a baby, and he just like death stares right into the camera. Stupid. No, not stop it, but stupid. Tonta. Oh, I love it. That's a really fun clip. Anyways, so the main bulk of this VHS tape is actually my kindergarten graduation. And this is shocking to me because I know this story. This story has been shared so many times to me, and I don't remember this story anymore. There's things that I remember. There's a story from when I was like 4 years old coming up that I vividly remember. I don't remember anything of this. So the idea that there's a VHS tape where you can see it happen just completely blows my mind. I'm gonna save that virtual file. I'm gonna make sure that like generations to come can witness this moment. And maybe maybe if you guys behave, maybe I can even like, I don't know, maybe we'll watch it or something someday. I don't know. We'll think about it. But this is VHS tape. This is, you know, because it's not just my graduation. Because for the little kindergarten that I attended, we had to do a play as part of our graduation. Oh my god. Do you have any idea how many plays you could be getting on TikTok by exploiting these clips without the concept of the people in them? You have no idea, Alex. You have no idea. So, we had to perform a play. Oh my god, I love that. That's funny. So our performance, we were gonna do like an edutainment play, a play about pollution, and so the story, like, I mean, I would say so the legend goes, but I can actually, you know, I vividly remember because I literally saw this like a year ago. Yeah, no, honestly, Kendra's not ready for this story. So apparently, somehow, I ended up being cast as the antagonist in this story. I am 5.5, maybe 6 years old, and I am Smog. S-M-O-G. I am Smog. I have a cardboard cutout, painted gray, and this cardboard cutout, I have like little strappies on it, and I wear it on front of me. And this was my outfit for the day. And my parents reference, because there's one line. Apparently, there's one line where I stood. Imagine this is approximately like a 5-minute play. Okay, it's for little baby children, right? And there is like 15 children on the stage, and it's like that kid over there gets to be a building. Does that kid say a word? No. That kid over there gets to be the sun. Does that kid say anything? No. Those trees? That building, that car, they don't say a damn thing. And then I come into the scene. I walk to the center of the stage and I belt out in my best, child baby voice that I am indeed Smog. I am created from the pollution of the factories and the cars. And I am making the environment sicker and making people sick and making the world a worse place. And I belt out what must approximately have been like 15 lines of dialogue, and then I proceed to do I don't know how avant-garde this play was supposed to be, but I continue to I run around the stage as a cloud, literally ruining everybody's day. I'm running in between the buildings and the cars. At some point in the play, a bunch of children run across the play dressed up like little like animals, which is really funny because some of those kids, like, their outfits were like their parents must have gone really hard to give them like little like animal outfits. They just walk across the screen. They just walk across the screen and that's it. Meanwhile, I get like 5 more lines before the conclusion of the story, but like this whole time, I need you to understand that I'm running around. I'm just running around the stage. They gave me like 20 lines of dialogue, and somehow I remembered every line of it. And I need you to understand, it wasn't like they gave me like the lines of dialogue are like 3 words each, right? Like I remember watching this footage and being like, how did I remember all of these words? Because I didn't know how to read. So I definitely wasn't reading cue cards. Chips' power. Also, hi, Sofifi.
Welcome.
How you doing? I'm sharing baby stories today. So Alex asks, how many nuggies to release the footage? We can talk about it. It's the sheer force of Smog. It's so true, by the way. It's so true. That's how I got the role. I remember being a little bit overbearing sometimes. I feel like I remember being like the kind of child who, like, if I wanted something, I fought until I got it. But it's really, really funny because I remember my mom used to tell me this story, and she would be like, yeah, like you were like, Smog. And I'm like, why does she say it like that? Apparently that's how I said it. In the tape you can hear me go, mi nombre es Smog. Mi nombre es Smog. Yo soy creado por el humo de las fábricas y los coches. God. Kendra wants to see this? Okay, alright. Maybe I can work something out. That is true though. Melty says, how else will you say it? An anti-car baby Max. It's true. It's true. Yeah, just subtitle it first. Oh crap! Well, now you're giving me work. I do need to. I do need the tape. Yes, please. It's really funny because I didn't realize that, like, because I know my dad didn't record this because my dad had a jewelry shop, so I'm pretty sure my mom is the one who's recording this, and she did. So she actually had some like really nice shots, by the way. Oh my God, Manel, how dare you? It's time to relearn Spanish. Oh my God. And it's really funny because, like, there's a narrator, right? And it's this kid, and I'm like, this kid looks like he could have grown up to be like a radio host, because like he memorized like twice as many lines as me, and he had like a nice like projection to his voice. And again, maybe his parents were like, you know, singers or something. I don't know. You never know. But like, I don't know. Still to this day, I have no idea how I managed to memorize like 20 lines of dialogues. By the way. Boys got a face for radio, huh? I did not say it like that. I said a voice for radio, not a face for radio. Oh my God. The equivalent of learning Japanese for an anime. Oh my God, how dare you, how dare you. Yeah, again, perhaps you were only supposed to say the initial line and the rest was all improvised by you. There is absolutely no way it was improvised. I'm gonna tell you right now, there's absolutely no way it was improvised. They just let me cook. Oh my God, how dare you. Oh my God. The script just say, and then just let Maxi do their thing. I love that. Yeah. And of course, this was not the end of my, you know, lifetime performing, of course. There were many more instances I had in the future, particularly in elementary school. Our elementary school was really, really big on like dances and stuff. So I vividly remember, oh my freaking God, I vividly remember this, oh my God. I remember at some point we did a dance and it was like based on some Mickey Mouse song. So like my mother was a seamstress, by the way. She actually made me a Mickey Mouse outfit. And let me tell you, she went all out. Dancing in that thing was a pain in the ass. And then there was also, we did a dance based on The Little Mermaid. So I got cast as one of the I don't think it was Mickey Mouse. I don't think it was the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. I don't think it was. I think I can remember it. I got cast as one of the octopus, and my mom again went all the way out. Let me tell you, wearing. See, I'm sorry. I'm gonna curse all of you, by the way. You're like, man, you think you were wearing gray face paint for Homestuck? I was wearing face paint 20 years before. That's not true. 10 years before for a freaking octopus role. Wearing that gray face paint sucked ass. I remember being like 7 years old and I'm like, this stuff sucks. Why do I have to wear a face paint? Why can't I just wear like a octopus head shaped like head garment or something? Again, as a performer, I definitely feel like that was really more on the set design, to be entirely honest. All elements are like that. It's so cute to go over when they are doing stuff. I know, it is cute. It is cute. Oh my God, sorry. You just unlocked the core memory that for my elementary school graduation, they had us do a song from Greece. It was. I don't think that one was fun. That one wasn't fun. So let me take a sip of water and then move on to the next story. I did not have fun doing Greece. Yes. My life on the stage. Now, fun fact. I've already said this, I'm not doxing myself. I grew up in Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico. Guadalajara is known as the city of the beautiful arts. So in this city, I actually... Oh, my choir teachers love Greece for some reason. I know, it's so true. So growing up, I actually watched way more I watched way more plays actually than I did movies. I ended up watching way more plays than I did movies. And there's actually another theater story coming up later, so I'm not gonna spoil anything. But let's just say that growing up, I spent a lot of time going to the theater with my family. So God, I remember, Melty says, God, I remember we did some play in elementary school about confidence or whatever, and it took some serious it took it so seriously because I thought it would be an actress in the future. Oh, that's cute though. It's cute when kids give it their all. Victor asks, Grease, which one? I used to watch Grease every day when I was a child. I think Grease it's definitely Grease the movie, by the way. Definitely a movie. I mean, like, all of our musicals were, like, definitely, like, based on whatever was popular, except for Grease. You know, because we did a Little Mermaid thing, we did, like, a Mickey Mouse thing. I know we did an Aladdin thing, but I have no recollection of that, and neither does my mom. So, all I know is that I dressed up as Aladdin for something. And now, time for another lovely, lovely gaming story. So how did I become a gamer? There is... You're all talking about Grease, but for some reason I only have Footloose stuck in my head. Oh my god, I love that. So, how did I become a gamer? I know the exact moment when I stopped caring about sports and I finally decided to spend the rest of my life sitting on the couch. That is not true. I did play soccer in Mexico, but that's mostly because I'm Mexican. Everybody's kind of required to play soccer. Is one of the boxes you have to check because you're growing up. Yep, you know, you have to play soccer. You have to at some point pick one of like the 3 local teams and then hate all the other 2. Kitty's bullying Charlie with love. Hell yeah. Yo, I can bully Charlie with love here too. Love you, Charlie.
Beautiful.
So, when did I become a gamer? When did I develop a love for video games? And I know exactly when it happened. It was December of 1996. Maybe 1997. Probably 1997. Maybe 1998 at the most. You know what, actually? Am I gonna grab it? Oh my god. I have it. Whoops, sorry. Let me find exactly the actual date, by the way. Foot loose. Put on your effing foot. Foot loose. Oh my god. Oh my god, Chips, you're so silly. Same brain. Let me see. Do I still have it here or did I delete it? Give me a second. Because I actually downloaded the exact thing I'm about to talk to you about in a second. Oh, here we go. Okay, you know what? How do I send this to myself easier? How do I send this to myself? Hold up. Crap, I did not prepare this part of the presentation. I'm very, very sorry. Everybody, hold on. Here's what I'm gonna do, okay? I'm gonna send it to my iPad, and then I'm gonna send it to my Dropbox, and then you're all gonna be absolutely wowed by how ridiculous this is. Alright, so, airdrop this. Please, for the love of God, do it. Do it, sucker. No! I forgot that I still have this. I'm so happy I downloaded this file. Now, if I can only show you, by the way. Oh, accept. Oh my god. We are gonna make this work, by the way. We're gonna make this work. But can I get some emotes in chat, please? Mostly just to, mostly so that I can actually see if the emotes are working. Have you uploaded it? I believe it has been uploaded. Let me cover my screen for a second. Oh my god. Is it possible that I can actually show you the exact beginning of my gamer storyline? Where is it? Reveal yourself. I swear to God, Dropbox, if you didn't actually add it, I'm gonna be so mad, by the way. Am I gonna have to double check it? Dropbox, don't be this way. Let me double check where Dropbox saved it, okay, real quick. I really should have prepared this in advance. I'm sorry. Oh, I forgot to click save. Excuse me, I'm dumb. Oh, hell yeah, Charlie. Lunch has been figured out with the power of friendship. Let's go. Yeah, I know, Manel, huh? I know. Yeah, they want their kids playing ball at the expense of, like, their actual grades, or what the kids want to do, you know what I'm saying? Wow, this file is big. Wow, this file is big. So, here's the dealio. I know I became a gamer when I laid eyes upon a certain visage. Watch me freaking stalling waiting for this file to upload, by the way. I should have done this before, but I completely forgot. I actually downloaded the PDF for this ancient Mexican video game magazine. But I know that this magazine would be the magazine that would change my life. You would even say it was the rising of a gamer. If the kids actually care about soccer, yeah, right. I know. It sucks, right? Thankfully, my parents were never like forceful. My parents were never forcing about like, you know, like you gotta do sports. In what I assume in a way because they could tell that I didn't really care about sports. Wow, this file is big. But also because like I think my parents were a little bit happy that we were like home kids and we weren't out in the city getting in trouble. We also weren't requiring them to drive us around everywhere, which I'm definitely sure they appreciate it. Okay, so I can move the laptop off of the desk. Boop. And the file is uploading. I can tell how big the file is by how much we're lagging. Oh no, we're lagging! Oh no. Crap. Well, this is a problem. Don't worry, guys. So, people in the chat, if you could tell me really quickly how badly things are lagging, by the way. It's only 40 megabytes, by the way, which is, like, it sucks, but that's life. People in chat, has the stream gotten cut, by the way? Or is everything okay? Not too bad? Okay, we're back now. Which issue is this, by the way? What issue are you? I need to know what year you are. December 1998! Here we go. The year is December 1998. And I see at my local supermarket, I see the magazine that was going to change everything. It was the 7-year anniversary of Club Nintendo, the Nintendo Power of Mexico. And on the cover was this weird elf person. The first time I had ever seen an elf in all my life, wielding a bow. And I thought, wow, this is pretty cool. I want to know what this character is. I want to know what this character is all about. Yo, it costs 15 pesos? That's one and a half allowances right there. And right here on the side, I came to find some of my greatest friends. Pokemon, F-Zero, and not Bomberman, but that's okay, that's fine. And that's how Max discovered Twinks. I mean, like, you're not even wrong. You're not even wrong. You know what? Would it be in bad form to literally just... Oh, by the way, check out some... check out these old Mexican ads, by the way. Can we please talk about whoever the name of the hero who went out of their way to scan this freaking, like, ancient ass magazine, by the way? Oh my god, look at this. Oh yeah, I know everyone in chat was like, yo, I love these L'Oreal Kid bottles, by the way. So retro. Yeah, it's so weird how magazines are not a thing anymore. I mean, they are, but they're not, you know, as much as you would like. Oh my god. Oh, this is so good. It's all in Spanish, so don't worry about it. It's fine. But let me just really quickly. Oh my god. El momento ha llegado. The Spanish version of Ocarina of Time came with an instructional booklet in Spanish to help you play the game. And a poster. That's funny. Oh, look at this. Uno de los primeros juegos que fueron anunciados cuando se hablaba de los cartuchos que veríamos para el Nintendo 64 hace ya varios años fue Zelda 64. Desde ese entonces ha pasado mucho tiempo, más de 4 años en el desarrollo de este título. Y muchas cosas. God, I said it in the voice of a character that nobody here knows who it is, by the way. Oh my god. Nuestra portada on the cover. Oh my god. Also, look at this twink, by the way. He's even like biting his lips, like he's like, hey, yeah, I know you're watching, by the way. I know you're looking. This just brings me so much life. Okay, forget about. I actually did own Extreme 64 too, by the way, but forget about that. Oh my god. Sorry, the freaking like a Luigi ad, some sort. See, I skipped this section. I don't care about sports. Don't care about sports. Sports are lame. Oh my god. Oh, and then here we go. See, the thing about this magazine that changed my life, by the way, is that like it just gave you a list of characters, and I'm like, wow. Tell me all about these characters. Hold up, hold up, hold up. It tells you about curve ranges, by the way. I freaking love this. Well, here you go. Look at this. Just list of OC concepts for you to like just mess around with. Oh, here we go. Also, Citro's gonna head out for dinner. No worries. I hope you have a lovely meal. Oh my god. Oh, competidor número 7. Vehículo Blue Falcon. Piloto Captain Falcon. Oh my god, I love this. Captain Falcon. And all these weird character concepts. Oh, I love this little ad too. Crap. I didn't realize we were gonna literally just be reading a magazine together. But let me just skip over. Forget about all this stuff. Forget about Bomberman 64. Forget about it. It's fine. I never did actually have that game. Forget about all the cheat codes, by the way. Who doesn't love cheat codes, by the way? And of course, oh my god, here's a section for playing Chrono Trigger. Oh my god. Freaking love this stuff. They would give you the guide over several issues, by the way. Okay, hit me. Where the thing I'm waiting for. Here we go. In case you're wondering, by the way, this is how I picture the Pokédex, by the way. Whenever I think of the 151... Oh, crap! I can't look at this page! Crap, okay. I'm blocking out the page. I'm blocking out the page with my hand, by the way. I can't actually look at this page because I'm trying to draw these Pokemon from memory. I'm just like, this is the order that I picture the Pokemon, the originals 151, by the way. This is the way... Okay, I'm safe now. Oh my god. They were explaining the type matchups here. El tipo Bug es super efectivo contra de Grass or Plant y Psychic. Lo dañan los ataques de Fire, Flying, Poison y Rock. Oh my god. They were explaining Pokemon. They're like, what? Oh, it's a terrible image. Oh my god. Oh god, I'm dying. I'm dying. These old this is life. This is life right here. This is why I became a gamer. Oh, sorry. I got... Oh yeah. Oh, this worked out pretty well too. Yeah, definitely this one worked out too, by the way. Gotta love the Comic Sans font, by the way. The fucking Virtual Boy. Yep. What's at the end of this? Oh, this is Turok, by the way. Yo. Gospel is not watching. But anyways, hey Gospel, look, it's Turok 2 Seeds of Evil. Oh my god. Oh, let's go. Man. Un precio increíble. The Virtual Boy. This was absolutely worth completely, like, you know, getting lost. So, I know I became a gamer because I saw this magazine and I bought it and I read it front to back, and I want you to understand that I loved this first issue so much that I actually got like a plastic holder for it so that it was like perfectly protected for years to come. And this began my addiction and subscription to Club Nintendo. We also call this foreshadowing, by the way. Every month I would go to my local magazine stand or multiple magazine stands, and I would look for the latest copy of Club Nintendo. And I actually remember that I was able, one time when my family and I, we were on a family trip to like the beach, the beaches of, let's just say, like Lima or whatever, or Nayarit, and in a random shop, in a random ass like shop, they had an old issue of Club Nintendo for sale, and it was literally the November issue of this year. I never, I was able to get the issue before this one. I remember it has Michael Jordan on the cover. It wasn't as good as this one, I'm not gonna lie. But nonetheless, the reason I became a gamer is because of that magazine. I read it, I immediately fell in love with games that had a large cast of characters, I was introduced to things like F-Zero. I was introduced to Pokemon, to Zelda. Oh my god, Victor, how dare you? Victor says my parents' biggest W was not wanting to give me and my brother a Virtual Boy. No, we also have a Lima in Mexico. We also have a Lima in Mexico. So with that story out of the way, let's now do something completely different. So this is middle school. So the thing you need to know about Mexico is that middle school is different in Mexico. There is a morning class and an afternoon class. So depending on which class you would end up in, you would either go to school in the morning and be out by the afternoon, or you would go in the afternoon and be out by the evening. So imagine I'm like 12 years old, and I ended up getting on the evening school or the afternoon school. So I would actually, would get up at whatever time I wanted. I would do my homework, and I would then proceed to just casually enjoy watching sitcoms all the way until like approximately like 1:30 p.m. At which point, I had to leave my house, walk all the way to my school. It was approximately like 20 minutes of walking in the city. It's fine. Sometimes I took the bus. And then, I would arrive to school, and the first thing they do is roll call. And I would stand in the line with my friends, and we would catch up about whatever was going on, right? So it was during this incredibly weird middle school life that I fell in love with certain old sitcoms that they were rerunning. I'm talking about stuff like Step by Step. Man, I love Step by Step. That was such a ridiculous, silly sitcom. And Clarissa, I forget. I think it was Clarissa. I forget. Oh my god, Blossom. I watched so much Blossom in Spanish. Oh my god. It was funny because I was literally like an old. I was watching the kind of stuff that like moms were watching. So I'm like getting ready to go to school on the edge of my seat, watching Blossom, and nobody here knows what Blossom is. Nobody here knows. Maybe Irina knows what Blossom is, but like you gotta understand that like by the time. What about Bubbles and Buttercup? How dare you? How dare you? By the time Mexico got these syndicated American shows and got them in Spanish, like by then they were old. They were old. freaking love Blossom. Hi Ronnie. Love you. How you doing? So I'm sharing high school stories, by the way, or high school baby stories from before I came to the United States. Felicity? Maybe Felicity. So there was a point. Oh, I meant Clarissa Explains All. Yeah, I meant Clarissa Explains It All. That's the one. I like that one. That one was fun. Unfortunately, Sabrina the Teenage Witch played in the evening, so I was never able to catch that. Oh my god. Oh my, how dare you, Victor? How dare you? Maybe I don't want to say that, like, again, I've said this before. The reason why I speak very fast is partially because I was born and raised in Jalisco, where we're known for speaking very fast, and now I moved to California, where we mush our words together, so I speak fast and my words are compressed. But also, I would say 20% of the reason I speak fast is because of the best friend from Blossom who spoke very fast. And I thought it was funny. So I did it, and then it became an element of my personality. Hi, Siska. Love you. Also, I'm gonna sneeze. And I'm back. So I'm sharing stories from when I was little. So, in between my first and second years, thank you. So, hi. Gracias. In between my first and second years of middle school, there was a programming change on the channel that I used to watch. They went from showing like an extra episode of Blossom or whatever. There was another one, but I don't remember its name. Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that. That's dope. But there was like the last like hour before I was gonna go to school. So let's say the scheduling from 12:30 to 1:30. They changed it from sitcoms to anime. they started showing anime at that time of day. I love that. I love that. I love that. Manel says, as a kid, I wanted to watch shows like Sabrina the Teenage Witch and Sailor Moon, but I was already so picked on that I didn't want to give them another reason for liking girl shows. I hate that. I hate that. But you know what? Now you can enjoy those things now. At least, you know. I remember, even though there was a perception that Sailor Moon was for girls, I remember still watching it with my brother. My brother and I still watch Sailor Moon. So we went from sitcoms. So, you know, instead of watching 2 extra episodes of sitcom, I was watching 2 extra episodes of anime. And they were airing stuff like Magic Knight Ray Earth and the key of this story, Sakura Card Captor. Now, if you don't know Sakura Card Captor, it's a lovely anime by Clamp, the same people who did Magic Knight Ray Earth, by the way. And Sakura Card Captor is a story of a young girl who has to basically become a vigilante using magic powers, but also, unlike other vigilantes who, you know, have a magical outfit they can transform into, or, you know, just wear a giant sock like Superman, Sakura had her outfits designed by her best friend, Tomoyo. And if you know about Card Captor Sakura, you know that there is a little bit of something happening between Sakura and her friend Tomoyo. Tomoyo definitely has a little bit of pinning, a little bit of she wants a little bit of, you know. Yeah, okay. Victor, yes, we don't talk about that stuff. We don't talk about that stuff. But I remember that as I went to when I went to the roll call at the beginning of the school day, right? I remember that the kid who was in front of me, you know, we chatted a little bit, we never like super bonded until we started talking about anime. And I remember the pivotal moment of our friendship was when we were talking about the latest episode that literally had just aired literally like 30 minutes before. And I remember we both were silent, looking at one another, and I don't know who said it first, but I feel like it was something like either he or I said, you know, do you think that Tomoyo is, you know? And the other one said, yeah, I think so. Do you think Tomoyo is, you know? Anyways, Tomoyo's gay, by the way. Tomoyo's gay, and she and Sakura should, you know, get together. I don't care that she likes the other boys. Screw it, boys are bad. Boys are the worst choice you could ever make. Date your best friend. Yeah, Victor says, pretty sure Tomoyo straight up says that it's a pity Sakura doesn't love her the way she loves Sakura. I know. Oh no. Are Link and Zelda, you know, trans? Yes, Link and Zelda are both trans. And from that moment on, my friend and I super bonded over anime and video games. This is the same friend, by the way. This is the same friend who I invited over to my house. I went to Blockbuster Video, which might be the most ancientest thing that I could possibly ever say. I went to Blockbuster Video and I rented Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within, and we watched it on the edge of my parents' bed, staring into the old ass TV we had, and we proceeded to be completely disappointed. I mean, Victor's not wrong. It could be a poly couple. That's fair. Yeah. No, we watched. Unfortunately, we were both big Final Fantasy fans, by the way. And he actually is the one who introduced me to like PC gaming. Like, he introduced me to like Age of Empires and stuff like that, which I really loved. But it was really funny. Yeah, like I have a couple of core memories with this friend. But yeah, one of them is that, yeah, we watched Sakura Card Captor together and we were like, yeah, she's gay for sure. And the other one is, yeah, Spirits Within sucks. Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within did not only bankrupt a Squaresoft, but it also bankrupt my my faith in them. The other memory that I have with him is that he was like really, really short but cute, and he ended up getting like, I think he got a girlfriend in year 2 who was like 2 years older than him. It was crazy. We're like, holy crap, how does he do it? How does he got a girlfriend 2 years older than him? How is that possible? He was like short and cute. Oh. Hi, MT.
Welcome.
No, and you're not wrong, Manil. I actually didn't read your line earlier, but you're right. Yeah, they purposefully made Link to be androgynous in Ocarina of Time so that it would appeal to both boys and girls. By the way, I can't think of Spirits Within without remembering Max Life is Strange linking it and the phrase tasty plasma. How dare you? How dare you? Also, Kitty was saying earlier that we should definitely I'm gonna do this. We could even do it next week. I don't know. I want to do a watch along with Kitty where we watch some of our old Dango Duo content. I made a highlight of our first Nuzlocke and all the death/gets, and it's like 50 minutes long. We could definitely watch that. They can't pretend to care about representation. They took away his left-handedness just for the Wii. How dare you, Kendra? Oh my... Victor says, he got a girlfriend 2 years older. Learn his secrets by clicking this link. Other middle schoolers hate him. Learn his secrets now. Oh my god. Charlie says, I want to watch my Rise and Fall. Oh my god, it's so good. Yeah, we named the character after Charlie. It was funny. All right. I love that. Thank you for quoting that, Charlie. I love that. And now for another story. So I've shared this one before, but I think it's a good story to share on this stream, especially if it's your first time catching me live and stuff. So, one time, as I left home and I was walking, or as I was coming back from home, by the way. Oh my god. Charlie drew their fortune for the day. Love life is like gorillas. Yes. Alex's luck for today is I'm not gonna grind this child. And Chip's luck for today is damn, my titties are out. And I love that Alex put the arrow up, assuming that they were gonna like do it on their own quote. But then it looks like Alex is like, yeah, my titties are also out. Dale, your luck for today is I like it when things are hard, by the way. And I don't know. I think Manel's got eaten, by the way. This is my luck every day, says Chips. Hell yeah. No, I meant it for Chips because I suggested that as a quote. Oh hell yeah. Danielle, your luck for today is, as we all know, Mr. Mime is a Pokemon composed of balls, by the way. Anyways, so, as I was walking back home, I was on the opposite side of the street. You know, I was about to cross the street over to my side of the street. And as I was walking, you know, this is Mexico, by the way. You don't have front yards in Mexico. You have like gates and like high fences, right? And as I'm walking, I see this old man leaning by his fence, you know, and it's not like a wooden fence; it's like a metal fence with space between the bars, right? And he's sitting there. He might have been smoking or something, and he he kind of like gestures to me through the gates and tells me to come closer. And he lived really close to my house, so I didn't think he was a creep. I lived in a really good neighborhood. I was really lucky in that way. And he's wearing like fine clothes, so I'm just like, I don't know what he wants. Probably my parents know him or something. And I walk over to him. And he tells me that he needs me to buy something from a local shop. And I don't. He gives me like the slang name for something, and I don't know what it is. I have no clue what it is. But he tells me that there's 10 pesos in it for me. And 10 pesos, as you know, is my allowance. That's what I get every week. So I could double my weekly gains by doing this fetch quest for this rando. And I'm like, hell yeah, let's do this. So I take his money, and I'm like, he wants me to get this thing. I don't remember its name. I'm really sorry. The 10 whole pesos. The 10 whole pesos Again, my allowance was literally 10 pesos, which was at the time $1 a week, by the way. And I thought, you know what? Let's freaking go. So I go over. So there were several markets in the corners near my house, of course. You know, it's a big city. It's, you know, lots of people, so lots of options. And let's just say that the people who ran a particular shop that I went to had the nickname Güeros because Güero means blonde. So they were blonde haired, much like my mom. Actually, my mom is actually blonde. And you know, well, I would go there because, you know, they had all my favorite treats and stuff. So I went in there and I'm like, hey, this man told me that he was looking for beep. And they were like, oh, we don't sell that. We don't sell that here. You should go across the street. And I'm like, I've never shopped in the place across the street, but I guess I'll go there. And I'm like, the reason why I'd never been to the shop across the street is because it's barred. That shop is completely barred because that is a liquor shop. And I walk in there. Well, I don't walk in. I go up to the little window and I'm like, now I'm standing on tiptoes, right? I'm like freaking like 9 years old. And I'm like, hello, yes, good sir. I would like to purchase your finest beep. And the guy looks at me. Looks at the money I'm offering him. Walks to the back and just gives me a bottle of alcohol. Like a bottle of like it was like dark liquor, so maybe like a brandy or something. And like he takes my money. He takes probably what was like 100 pesos or something, I forget. He takes my money, he gives me the change, and I walk back and I'm holding literally a bottle of like brandy. I am assuming that the beep means Estos. I don't remember its name. He gave me the slang for it. He gave me the slang for the liquor. So like, you know, like I'm walking back and I'm like, this guy just made me purchase alcohol. I'm not supposed to have this. I'm a child. But I was like, well, I'm not gonna snitch now. I need my 10 pesos. You know, as we established, magazines in Mexico were 15 pesos, so it would take me 2 weeks to be able to purchase a magazine. With this one, I could purchase an entirely different magazine. I could even purchase some comics too. So I walk back to the guy and I give him his thing, and I feel like he was surprised that it actually happened, by the way. I feel like like he was shocked that like, wow, they actually sold it to you. And then he tells me this wild story how he wanted to be a politician. And I'm not gonna tell you, I kind of tuned out because I was like, yeah, but you're gonna give me the money, right? I'm gonna get my money, right? This wasn't all. I didn't do this fetch quest just for experience, right? There's gotta be some gold involved, right? And the guy finally hands me like a brand new crisp 10 pesos coin. And I'm like, score, let's go. And I proceeded to never think about that man ever again, who lived like across the street and 2 houses down from where I lived. The shocking thing, oh no. Again, I lived in the city. I lived in a good neighborhood. Because the people there were nice. We were not particularly like rich, but whatever. But like all of the stores were barred. And definitely the liquor store was barred. By the way, I love Victor's like, oh, it's a politician story. It is, yeah. That guy wanted to be a politician. Meanwhile, my hometown liquor store is across from the gun store. Oh my god, Kendra. So yeah, that's how I learned. Oh, okay. Well, Alex is like, there are 10 peso coins, not 10 1 peso coins or one. Okay, it was a single coin that was worth 10 pesos. That's what it was. Which again, at the time was equivalent to about, you know, $1. Though later it would be like, it was 17 pesos for $1, which is really, really bad. And now it's like 25? 20? No, it was 11 at my time, yeah. And now it's like 19 to 20 pesos, so... yeah, the peso's weak. The peso's weak. It's what happens when you live next to the United States. Yeah, it's nothing. Victor says, I lived in a good neighborhood. Kids buying alcohol for their parents was still commonplace. Oh yeah. The thing I want to make it very clear, by the way, I lived in a good neighborhood. And by good neighborhood, I mean literally the street I was on and the street facing my street were good. If you walked like 2 streets in any other direction, you were in a bad place. So, And, you know, I don't want to give the layout of where I lived when I was little, but the liquor store was about 2 blocks away from where I lived. So, you know, I live in the middle of nowhere, says Manel. So everyone knows each other. So if I bought alcohol, the shop owners knew what I was buying for my parents. I never really cared about alcohol myself anyway. Same. I never really cared about alcohol. The only thing I like, yeah, to give flavor to food. Now that's a good thing to do with alcohol for sure. And now for something completely different. Ah, crap! It's time for this story. Okay, definitely, give me a second. Yeah. Okay, before I tell you this story, I actually need to go to the bathroom real quick. So how about we all take a quick second. I'm gonna get up and stretch, and I want to let you know as well, by the way, that if you would like to support me and what I do, please consider tipping me on coffee.com/MKirin, or using the YouTube chat box to give me a super chat, or going to my wish list on the bottom left. There are many ways to support me, and on all of them go towards our goals, such as a stream where I draw your characters, or a stream where I do a tier list of all the book genres. So if you want to support me, please consider doing that on the links in the description. And you know what to do.
More gold is required.
I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna mute myself. I'm literally gonna be back for like just 1 second. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. The story will continue.
You've got mail.
Tadpole just donated 10 nuggies. Get nugged, bozo.
Yo, Siska, how dare you? How dare you? We're about like halfway through the stories, by the way. Siska, thank you. Thank you, Siska. I love you. You nugged me. Thank you. I just came back because it was going to literally be a minute. Thank you, Siska. Love you. Ah, crap. I forgot to give Kitty your address. Shit. I gotta take care of that. I gotta take care of that. Sorry, Siska. Anyways, I'm back. Thank you for the support, Siska. I really appreciate it. I was gonna give Kitty your address to, you know, the so-and-sos and the you-know-whats, you know? No, I promise you'll get it. You know, I'm gonna do my best to get to you as fast as possible, okay? Anyways, thank you for the support, Siska. Oh, you could. Hey, Kitty, are you busy at work? You want to figure out the customs form for Siska's thingamajig? By the way, fun fact, Kitty actually finished her read-through of Iron Valley, so we'll be getting back to work on that very, very soon. Literally next week, we're gonna do a couple changes, and then we're good to go. We're gonna do the big 1.2 change, and the book will go up on drive-thrurpg.com, and I can probably rest from Iron Valley content for a little bit. All right, so I'm gonna give Siska a second to like send that message before I begin this story. Or I can begin the preamble, I think. So, welcome, welcome to the world of Punwabia. No. The year is 1921. I am 2 years old. Thank you, Siska. So, this story is probably my earliest memory as a human being. I must have been 3 or 4 years old. Maybe younger. Maybe 3 years old. I was 3 years old. And my parents wanted me, and you know what? I must have been 3 years old because my brother wasn't born yet. So my parents wanted me to learn how to swim. My sister already knew how to swim. So my mother would take me and my sister to the local university where they had a pool and it was open to the public. And they had swimming classes. So I would learn to swim there. And I have a vivid memory of going to swim at the university. And, you know, my mom needed to do something or something happened. But I remember that a group a group of lovely college students offered to watch me while my mom went to do something. Maybe get my sister or something. I don't know. But I vividly remember. I know these girls were not like members of the swim team because they were not wearing how am I gonna say this? They were not wearing like standard practicing swimming at the pool kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? They may or may not have been wearing bikinis. And I remember, and my mother can verify that this is in fact a real thing that happened. So she left me with these like 18-year-old, like 3 18-year-old girls, right? And I'm adorable. I'm absolutely adorable. I'm so cute you want to pinch my cheeks and just kiss me right on the cheek because I'm just so darn adorable, right? And I vividly remember. I can't believe I'm sharing this story. I vividly remember the girls take me into the pool, right? And the pool is deep, you know. The pool is deep, right? So they're holding me close, and the girls they take turn, you know, like holding me, you know, close to their chesticles. And I vividly remember, you know, there's like these, you know, there's these college students who are holding me in the water, and they're keeping me above board so that I don't drown because they definitely don't want me to drown while my mother is gone. And I remember as I'm being held close to, I believe the scientific term for this is the booba. I remember being held very, very closely and thinking in my 3-year-old brain, if I pretend to be slipping, they're gonna hold me way closer to these than I am right now. So I proceeded to pretend I was slipping. I told them I was slipping. And these like 18-year-old girls like hold me real close. Let me just tell you. I remember I'm 3 years old. And I'm like, let's go, Pog. I remember being like 3 years old and saying like, me caigo, like I'm falling, I'm slipping, help me. Oh, God. My cheekbones hurt from laughing. Again, you know, is there a descent that bonk to the past? Would you bonk a 3-year-old? Oh my God. Would you bonk a 3-year-old? Listen. I'm back. Food finally arrived. Yes. you would bonk you know what? Honestly. Listen. I'm not saying that I deserve that. Oh, you missed it, Charles. You missed you missed me being a pervert. Yo, hell yeah. Honestly, you know what? It's fair. This is my most cursed stream. I mean, like, listen. Oh, hell yeah, yo. If, you know, people are laughing. You know, here I am sharing my childhood stories, and you're laughing. And honestly, things are working out. Listen, I know. Like, you know, if we want to talk about like the psychology of this, right? It wasn't that me at 3 years old was like, oh yeah, let me see them titties. A 3-year-old me was like, oh, I like being held close and I like affection. And I love skin on skin contact, so like, if I pretend to slip, I'm gonna get more of that good stuff. No, this is not helping my case, isn't it? This is not helping my case, is it? I feel like the energy of the PP Shroom stream was more cursed. I'm still mad about that, but I feel like that was definitely more cursed. Listen. I don't know what you thought the story was gonna be about from the title, but you know, if anything, I feel like I peaked when I was young because it is the most perverted I've ever been in my life. You know, you should be mad at yourself for that. Am I? Nah. If you know, I peaked early. I feel like I haven't been that much of a pervert since I was 3 years old. Honestly, I have definitely developed a strong sense of morality where I'm like, well, Max, certainly, you know, your desire to be held close at skin contact does not override these persons' agencies. Their agency to decide whether they want to hold you up close or not. You pretending to be drowning so that they can hold you closer to their bosoms. It is definitely, you know, unforgivable. Young to Max, it is unforgivable. It was going really well until the I'm gonna get more of that good stuff. Danielle says my nephews were total booba boys. Hell yeah. Oh my god, Alex quoted, I haven't been that much of a pervert since I was 3 years old. How dare you? Alright, mods, go ahead. Feel free to make that a freaking... The rituals are intimate. What does that mean, Chips? What does that mean? Honestly, like, again, if anything, I feel like, you know, this should be an uplifting story about how, you know, I have stopped being a pervert since then, you know? You know, now I only respectfully stare, you know? I don't stare. I don't stare. Oh, I love that, Charlie. I love that. Hell yeah. Painanies. We have 159 quotes, by the way. I forgot about this Charlie quote, by the way. 100. It's so hard to burp lately. And now, for something tangentially related. So, every summer, before things got really bad for my family, every summer we would go to the beach, probably Nayarit or Lima, and we would go to a small little lovely private, like not private, but like this small little town that had a beach, and it had very, very limited tourism in it. You know, it had probably like 1 or 2 hotels and like not much else. You know, like it was all about going to the beach there, right? How many more do you have? It would require me to spoil them. We're over halfway, I think. Irina is bringing up a point. So I've debated people about this. Does pervert / perverted definitely have a bad connotation, or does it just mean sexually kinky, thirsty, etc.? I have always thought of it as the latter option. It's something inherently sexually related or kinky or thirsty. That's the way that I've always read it. So I do want to make it very clear that, like, I'm using these words here in a comical sense, of course. You know, yeah, it depends on the context, but definitely, you know, I'm definitely not using them in that regard. Yeah, yeah. Anyways, so we would go to this beach, right? And, you know, swimming in the beach is nice, but I was also a big sucker for swimming in the pools of the hotel. So I was the kind of kid where, like, we would arrive at the hotel, and me and my brother would already have like our swimsuits or swim trunks on before we had even finished checking in. We would be jumping into the pool before my parents even like got the room key, right? That's who we were. I'm a water sign. You can tell I just love swimming. I just love being in the water. It's my favorite. Yeah, I'm a big sucker for pools. I love swimming. I love being in the water. If I could, I would just like be in a pool 24/7. That's not true. That would make streaming a little bit difficult. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting, Irina. Definitely, that's not the connotation I meant, but thank you. Actually, it is good to remember, the flexibility of language for sure. Yo, hell yeah, Charlie. Yes, let's go. Pool party. I love rain. I love water. I love being submerged. Oh, it's so good. So, for my young age, if you remember from the previous story, the one that was definitely a nice uplifting story about a little 3-year-old child sharing a lovely moment with some college students. I'm not helping. I'm not helping. Ow! 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 Stop! Stop! Okay. So, I was 3 years old. I already knew how to swim. I knew how to swim. I knew how to dive. That university pool had diving boards, and I would dive. I would climb up the steps, and I would dive. Oh, I get you, Kendra. Kendra, listen, okay? I'm here for you, Kendra. I just want to let you know, by the way, that you can just literally just get swim trunks. Swim trunks and a t-shirt is perfectly fine for swimming, Kendra. I love you. So I was 3 years old, right? Yeah, I was 3 years old, and I knew how to swim. I knew how to swim. I feel like the more you try to make it not sound bad, the worse it gets. Really, Victor? You think that's the case? It's definitely the case. Okay, moving on. Moving right along. Oh, no worries, Mel. Thank you for coming today. Hope you have a lovely day. Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
You meant diving. Yeah, I was 3 years old. I was 3 years old. Yeah. So what? The diving is just swimming vertically. Well, diving is just like, you're suspended in the air and then you just have to swim upwards, basically. That's all there is to diving. So, I want you to imagine we're in this hotel. It's a relatively nice, it's a relatively humble hotel. It has a small pool that has a kiddie area and a deep area. I want you to take a wild guess as to what area I like swimming in. Was it the kiddie area? Alex asks, how many 3-year-olds were allowed to use a diving board? At least this one. Listen, I am for sure this was the university pool. I am 100% certain that they had a lifeguard on call or whatever. And I'm pretty sure that at some point I must have worn this guy down because they just let me do it. He saw me do it so many times that he was just like, yeah, you just go ahead, kid. It's fine. This one will be fine. This kid's not gonna drown. And speaking of kids drowning, so we are, my parents are literally, I imagine it's already like the first day, by the way, so the pool is open. It's like 11 in the morning. My brother, not my brother, it's just me by myself, actually. The kid area, that's for kids, a kid. Oh my god. Yeah, it was probably the same, Charlie. Yeah, I mean, like I was swimming in the deep stuff. I was swimming in the deep stuff like by myself, So like, again, I knew how to swim, so I wasn't like gonna sink to the bottom or anything. So my parents, they're still like putting on their clothes or whatever. So I leave the room. We're on the first floor. We're like 20 feet away from the pool, right? So literally, I need you to envision that like my modus operandi for this operation is literally to run up to the pool and jump in. Not quite cannonball, but like either like diving in or doing a little cannonball or just tossing myself into the pool. That is how I was gonna do things, right? Now I need you to understand, we were not the only people at this hotel. Off to the side, there were a series of tables where people would, have meals or whatever. In this case, there were a group of older men who were playing cards. And, they're on vacation, they're already sipping on beer, they're probably like, betting money or whatever. And I remember there's two guys, but one guy who was a little bit more worn out than the other two. He was like right within my field of view, or rather, I was right within his field of view. And I didn't see this happening because I was too busy having fun, splish splashing, But my father, once he finally finished dressing, he caught this happening. My father noticed that every time I would run up to the pool and jump, and I would descend into the bottom of the deep area, the guy who was playing cards, one of the three guys, would get up and rush to the side of the pool to make sure that I hadn't drowned. Mind you, I did this for hours. I did this for hours. So at some point, my father, once again, I get up, I get out of the pool. I'm all drenched up. I'm a cute, adorable baby. I run up to the pool again and I jump in, and the guy once again gets up, runs over to the side of the pool, and says audibly enough that my father could hear, "This fucking kid is gonna give me a heart attack." This fucking kid is gonna give me a heart attack. That's me. And that child was me. That child was me. Oh yeah. This freaking VTuber is gonna give me a heart attack. Yeah, there you go. There you go. This little sapient computer program. It's funny because that was the same, oh my god. Kendra says, it reminds me of the wide-eye stare some New Yorkers give each other when someone's unoccupied kid is doing some stupid shit. I love that. I'm here for this, honestly. Every time this guy came back to his seat, his cards were different from... Honestly, I have the mental image that he took the cards with him. Or something. Like, I picture him, like, on one hand he's holding his cards, and then the other he has his beer. And I feel like I remember, or maybe I've just composed his memory after the fact, but I love the idea that I'm like, he just runs up to the edge of the pool to make sure that I actually come up to the bottom after I sank. And he's holding his beer in one hand and his cards in the other. God. So I remember, actually, this was the same hotel where years later, I'm gonna say I was probably like 10 or 11 maybe, and I didn't know what alcohol was. I didn't really understand the purpose of alcohol. And I remember, my mom and my dad are just like, chilling by the side of the pool, just like drinking on some wine coolers. And I come out, and then I'm like, "What's this drink you drink?" And my mom was like, "You want to taste it?" And I'm like, "Sure." And then I taste it, and it tastes like ass. And I'm like, "Wow, alcohol tastes awful. Adults have no taste." Like 10, maybe 11-year-old me takes a sip of the wine cooler and goes, "Ew, gross. I want some apple juice." But how would he save someone from drowning if he had his hands full? See, that's funny. That's the thing. You don't. The porpoise. How dare you? I remember that. Yeah, that was years later. Of course, I wasn't 3 years old when my parents gave me alcohol. It's really, really funny because, like, I never saw my parents, like, drink. They really didn't drink. And, like, they're on vacation. They're sipping on a wine cooler. And I'm like, "Ooh, what is this? It looks fruity," And then, like, take a sip, and I'm like, "Ew." Charlie says, "I still take a sippy of alcohol when my fam gets it at places and go, yucky. Note, I am above the legal drinking age." Listen, Dale. First off, congrats on almost turning 21, but also, like, don't feel the need to drink, by the way. See, no, Irina makes a good point, though. Imagine what would have happened if, like, the guy who was looking after me emerges from the water, baby in one hand, beer in the other, and the cards in his mouth. Siska, how dare you? Siska says the only fruity thing there was you. I mean, you're not wrong. But Ronnie says, "Me who can't swim." Oh no. Ronnie, can I teach you how to swim? Ronnie, I will teach you how to swim. Ronnie, I will fly to Portugal and I will teach you how to swim. How about that? No one can. I could teach you how to swim. I can teach you how. Internally, do I even know how to? It was funny because one time I was trying to teach Kitty how to whistle, and she was like, "I don't know what are these instructions, Max? And I'm like, yeah, you know, you kind of like just like, you know, you like modulate the air coming out of your mouth using your tongue. You know? Just do that. Yeah, kitty, just do that. Chip says, I've only had about 1.5 alcohol, and it's been a good while since I turned the legal drinking age. Oh my god. There's a team of friendly online queers who all want to teach this person how to swim. I love that. Yo, we should all team up together. That wasn't a sound effect. That's my whistling, you punk. Let me actually wet my lips real quick with some water. Guys. Whistling is not hard. Just you know, like form a little O with your mouth and then like modulate the way the air comes out using your lips and your tongue. This guy, you whistle, pervert, says me who can make kazoo noises. Don't use that edit though. The end is not safe for work. Excuse me? What do you mean? Did I somehow whistle not safe for work? Excuse me? They can kazoo? Yeah, whistling is not hard, punks. Well, okay, that's not true. Whistling is hard. What's a good? I don't know. What's a good whistle song? I don't know. Oh, don't click on the link. Oh, I sound like a Sims doing chores. No, I would sound like a Sim if I was like, Sugu Waka, Papalik Pushklika, Tisi Bubi Booty, Wakala Piplika, Suzu Waka. Anyways. Oh my god. I need to look that up, Seku, thank you. Also, by the way, I whistled and my cat is now mad at me. My cat's like, why are you pretending to be a bird in the room, by the way? Only birds make those sounds, and I want to fight those birds. And I'm like, you don't want to fight nobody, you're a baby. Oh my god, Yanto, are you serious? I woke him up, he's next to me now, and he has demanded I give him pets. He's purring, by the way. Yanto, I love you. Oh wow, he really wants pets, by the way. Holy crap, he really wants pets. He's leaning into me super hard. Oh, my baby boy, you're such a baby. And now he has turned his head to the other way because he wants me to scratch him on the other cheek. Yanto, you say hi? Did you guys hear that? Did you guys hear him go meow? Yanto, I love you. I love you. He tried to swipe at me. He's like, hey, I didn't say you could stop petting me. And I'm like, son, I have like 5 more stories to go through. Pet his butt for me. He does not like it when people touch his butt. He does not like it when people touch his butt. I have learned this. Listen, I love my son, but I also recognize that he has knives for hands, by the way. So he will stab me. And honestly, like, it's completely fair, you know? If someone tried scratching my butt, I will definitely be like, yo, what the hell? What's wrong with you? Anyways. And now, time for another theater story. So, as I mentioned, I went to see more theater productions than I did movies growing up because I lived in the city of the beautiful arts, Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico. We are known for having theaters everywhere. We're known for having productions all the time. Growing up, my family made it a point to catch a few plays and actually catch them twice, because it was a thing about a thing for Mexican plays to actually change over time. So I remember watching the first run of a particular play and then seeing it change over the several following runs. So like characters said things different, or like new events happened. There was actually one particular play that I remember where there must have been some sort of like a clothing clothing mishap happening during one of the performances, and they just adapted it into the actual story, because a scene that ended with two characters having an argument suddenly began ending with one of the characters basically flipping up their skirt to reveal their underwear. And I don't know how we ended up there. But we ended up there. Also, Yanto now wants to leave. Let me go kick him out, by the way. Yanto. Thank you, Kitty. Wardrobe misfunction was the word I was looking for. Thank you, my love. So, one of my theater memories that lives... Okay, now, Charlie says, oh, rip to the actors. Honestly, like, the lady who did that bit, you can tell she was freaking loving it. Like when I saw her perform that bit, she was, like, smiling ear to ear. It was clearly some sort of, like, inside joke, or something must have happened during one of the productions where that became the ending of that scene. And I'm like, I remember her smile. She's just, like, laughing it up. And I'm like, honestly, I'm here for it. You go, girl. Have fun. So, speaking of not having fun, one production that I vividly remember was my father took me and my mother. I don't think my brother was there. I don't think my sister was there. And honestly, maybe my sister was there, but definitely not my brother. He was way too young, by the way. Yeah, girl, give us panties, I guess. I know this guy. It's, by the way, I want to make it clear. It wasn't like you saw like her, like, you know, white lacy panties. Like, it was clearly like, you know, like functional underwear, almost like sports shorts or something, you know? So maybe that was the joke. I don't know. Whatever. So I need you to understand that, like, I went to see plays in actual modern theaters. I went to see them in old theaters. This one time we were clearly in a warehouse that had been repurposed to be a theater. And this one time, this was the equivalent of a hole-in-the-wall theater. Imagine a perfect warehouse, a perfect rectangle that you would draw in The Sims as a house, right? Like I can build this room in The Sims, okay? It is 5 squares wide. 5 squares wide, and then let's say like 10 squares deep, okay? The stage is at the end, and there is a middle pathway that is a clear square so people can walk up, right? And then there's 2 chairs on either side. So there's 4 chairs per row. And a total of, like, let's say like 20 chairs or something, okay? It is literally, like, you could only sit like 20 to like 25 people or 26 people here, by the way. Kitty! Aw. Well, I hereby grant you permission to order boba, by the way. So, envision, please, if you may, this small theater. Sits about like 20 to 26 people total. Okay, Kitty, I already said you can. Shut up. And I'm sitting probably like near the middle, right? And I sit in the middle, and my father's like sitting next to me, and my mom's sitting next to me. And the lights go down. And I remember that I vividly remember that the stage was, you know, it was a little bit higher up, of course it was. And I remember that it was red. It was like carpeted stage, and it was red. And then there were red curtains. And out from the curtains comes this older man who's balding. And he proceeds to do a production of a play whose name I can't remember. But the entire point, this is a one-person play about a man who's slowly going mad. I'm sure the theater kids will tell me what the name it is, because I'm sure it was not an original Mexican play. I'm pretty sure it was a named play. And I remember sitting there, and it was about like 10 minutes in when he's pretending to be a dog, because he wanted to pretend to be a dog so that he could pretend to be the dog of the woman he loved, so that he could be closer to her and maybe sniff her. And it was around that point where I'm sitting there in my seat going, this shit's not for me, is it? I'm too young to be watching this stuff, am I? I'm definitely too young to be watching this. This is definitely not the vibes I want to be in. So, you know, the play proceeds with this man playing a seat. You know, it's a monologue, you know, playing out scenes entirely by himself. Talking about, you know, his business going down and, you know, the woman that he's in love with and basically stalking her and all the other weird stuff. And I'm like sitting there, you know, I must have been like 10 years old. And I'm sitting there going like, this shit's not for me. I'm not supposed to be here. I'm just a child. This man is doing a play that's not for children. How did my parents get hoodwinked into bringing me here? They probably didn't know. They probably didn't know. And the best and worst part, by the way, I want you all to prepare. Please tighten your seatbelts. Kendra, how dare you? How dare you? Was it Historia del Hombre que se convirtió en perro? No, it was not. No, it was not. I don't know why I keep thinking it's the death of a salesman, but it can't possibly be, right? You know it's bad when the child knows it ain't for them. No, okay, I want everybody to prepare yourselves. Hold on to your seats. Prepare yourself. Get a glass of anti-cringe really, really quickly, because I'm about to lay down some unfortunate facts, okay? I vividly remember that at some point, the man has a little bit of like psychotic. The actor plays a psychotic event, right? Where the man is definitely losing his mind. And at that moment, and as he's like wiggling around the stage and like making sounds and definitely being very, very inappropriate, there might have been some sort of like thrusting, you know. Yeah, he definitely didn't get his dick out, Alex. But he might have been like 2 seconds away from doing that. Because at that moment, we made eye contact. He looked at me. I looked at him. He noticed that there was in fact a child in the audience. I noticed him. He noticed me. I don't think he was about to pull his dick off. I don't think he was. I don't think he was. But I definitely think that at that moment, I feel like I might have broken his performing spirit. I don't know. Because he was going, you know? And again, like 30 minutes earlier, he had pretended to be a dog wanting to sniff a lady's you know what, you know? And I'm sitting there like, I'm not supposed to be here. I want to go home and watch Power Rangers. I want to go home and watch Power Rangers. I want to go home and read my magazines about video games. I want to go home and continue writing my Legend of Zelda fanfiction. And there's like the way I'm like, oh, that sounds pretty mild actually. Thank you, Alex. Thank you. again, I'm happy you're all having fun. I had like concerns about sharing these stories, but like, it's really nice just like putting them down in video form. But yeah, now I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know if I fell asleep or I don't know if I just erased the rest of that memory, because the moment we make eye contact is where the memory ends. By the way. Oh my god. Kendra says, Salute Sin had to warn a family about upcoming nudity in a play I was working at. Oh my god. I remember that. Now, I have another story. It's not my story. There's a story where my dad took some relatives to watch a play of the Vagina Diaries or whatever that one is called. And my dad had already seen the play before, so my dad freaking, oh my god, my dad trolled the lady doing the Vagina Diaries play. It's so bad. It's so bad. I'm sorry. Anyways, I'm not gonna tell you that story. It's not as bad as it sounds. It's not as bad as it sounds, but you know, bring your dad. I'll bring my dad. My parents love theater, by the way. Have I made it clear? My parents took us to watch plays all the time. I'm telling you, I watched more plays than I did movies. Max Skinner's gonna take your dad on a date. Well, take my mom too. They both like plays. The only difference here is that my dad had already seen the Vagina Diaries. And so he knew what the lady was gonna ask him to do. So he like trolled her a little bit. Yo, hell yeah, Kendra, I love that. I love that. We should do that. Yeah, for sure. I love that. I love that. But anyways, that story is not mine. That's my dad. So I'll let him tell that story someday. And speaking of my dad, what about my mom? So let me tell you a little story of the time I made my mom cry. So the day is Mother's Day. Mother's Day in Mexico is in May, if I remember correctly. And I remember, again, I was in middle school, so I was going to school in the evenings. So I have the morning all for myself. And usually in the mornings when I had nothing else to do, I would go by the magazine stands and see if I had enough money to buy something. Sometimes I forgot. I forgot it's Mother's Day. Didn't get a gift for her. Other plans got in the way. She'll be so disappointed. Damn, I forgot it too. This could have been avoided. What the hell are we gonna do? Sorry. Sorry. I had to do it to him. Right? Maze for Mother makes so much sense, Victor. Thank you for the ride gems. By the way. So, reset counter. No. We don't reset the counter because that wasn't a musical. We only reset the counter if it's a musical. That's the law. Yeah, it's May in Portugal as well. Hell yeah. Yeah, I think it's in June in the US. Yeah. First Sunday of May, yeah. So in that way, we're very similar. So, it's the morning. I have nothing else to do. So, I walk a couple blocks to the local market. It's in May in the US? It's in May? Well, see, the thing is that I don't know a damn thing, by the way. I should have an actual counter on the screen. That would be pretty funny, actually. June is Father's Day. Okay, I don't know anything. Okay, listen. By now, you should all know that I don't know a damn thing. Oh my god, Siska. I don't know when it is here in Germany, but I'm not talking to my mom even if someone pays me. Honestly, that's fair. Alright. Sorry, I would like to apologize to everyone who knows about dates, because I don't know about dates. So, I go to my local market, and it's like a closed market, by the way. It's roofed, and there's a bunch of like little stands here and there, whatever, right? I never went into the market because the outside of the market was where it was at, because there was a large magazine stand just outside of the market, and that was my one stop right there. I would go there, and I would look through the racks and see if there was anything new for me. Sometimes I would buy comic books. I often bought video game magazines. Of course, I didn't have a lot of money, so I had to be careful when I bought something. And that particular day, I remembered that I had quite a little bit of money saved, and I was looking forward to buying one of those, like, not quite the Nintendo Club magazines, but like other like Mexican-made magazines that were usually made by fans in Mexico that had information on like PlayStation games and stuff like that. That's how I found out about Final Fantasy IX. But nonetheless, Alex asked which comic books. I mostly read Spider-Man when I was little. I never really cared for the edgy stuff. There was a lot of Spawn going around, and I did not care about Spawn, by the way. Oh my god, Chips. Chips says, had a panic because I thought it was May now, and I was about to jump up and run to mom like, I missed Mother's Day! No, you're good. It's still April. For now. So, I'm looking through the racks, right? And there isn't anything that jumps at me, right? And I'm thinking, I might try a new different magazine, that I hadn't read before. I was a good kid, so did not page through the magazines if I wasn't gonna buy them. And it's there at that moment when I realized that I didn't have to buy a magazine. I had some money. It was Mother's Day. So I thought, I only have a little bit of money, but I can get my mom something. I've gotten things for my mom in the past, but usually, like you craft something in school. You know, I'm young. I'm still relatively young. I'm probably like 10 years old. I'm definitely not 11. I'm definitely 10. So I think, you know what? I have some money. So I walked around the market looking to see if there was anything I could get my mom. And there was, you know, a flower shop selling, you know, like single roses for Mother's Day. And again, I know this is very tropey, but, you know, I was like 10 years old. And I thought, well, this large, beautiful red rose, wrapped in like beautiful clear paper, will probably look cute on my mom's workshop. Because my mom had a little, you know, seamstress job. So, you know, I bring it back, you know, and I go to the second floor of our house because we lived on the first floor and all the workshops were on the second floor. My father had his jewelry workshop and my mother had her tailor / seamstress workshop. And I go into my mom's side of the second floor and I offer her the rose. And my mom instantly starts crying. Mind you, I had never seen my mom cry before. She was from a different generation. And she grew up in a pretty crappy place, surrounded by very crappy people. So even though my mom is a complete and total angel, she's a little bit hardened, and she tries her best not to, you know, show her emotions. And I remember, you know, I don't want to say I was like the first of her kids to do something like this, but I was just like, you know what, I can just get her something. Why not? I'll get my mom something. And I got her, you know, a large, beautiful red rose. And I just remember her just like, you know, holding me and thanking me and just like being really sweet. Just because hardened people tend to be angels, I think. Yeah, no, my mom is a complete and total angel, by the way. She's the sweetest person I know. If you're like, what inspires Max to be like a nice, kind person, it's absolutely my mom. My mom is just so damn sweet. I remember actually, when I told my mom, because Plague's villain arc begins. Oh my god, how dare you? Yeah, owned. Yeah, absolutely. I owned my mom then. Yeah, get owned, mom. Take the affection of the child that you birth. Here you go. It's really funny because you know, there's a bit of stigma in Mexico about medication and especially mental health and stuff like that, right? It's just because me, but the opposite. I'm not gonna be like that. Hell yeah, you know, it's good to take the good energy we can from the situations we were dealt. You know, we were dealt the hand, and making the most of it is what I think maturing is all about. But I remember when I told my mom that I was getting on anxiety medication and my journey with it, she actually opened up with me and told me about her own experience with mental health. And I didn't know my mom was on antidepressant medication or like, you know, anti-anxiety medication. I didn't know that. I didn't know my mom was on anxiety and depression meds, which suddenly makes a lot more sense why I have those things. Victor says, when you said the day I made my mom cry, I thought the story was gonna go very differently. Yeah. Well, what can I say? I'm a little bit of a storyteller. What can I say? But it was really funny because like I told my mom about the dosage that I was taking of my anxiety medication, and I'm like, yeah, they're giving me X amount of this. And my mom again, we're chatting in the car. You know, she's driving, and she's like, oh Max, that's so little. She was so sweet. She was like, they're giving you that much? Oh, that's so little. My mom was like, yeah, they give me like 5 times that. And I'm like, oh my god. This was really recent, by the way. This was like a couple years ago. It was really cute. I didn't know my mom was on that stuff. And it's really funny because like a lot of things that happened when I was young, just like, you know, my mom having days where she couldn't get out of bed suddenly made a lot more sense, you know? Yeah. It's really funny, you know? And again, I feel like I share a really nice bond with my mom just because like we have a really similar personality. And, you know, I want to say that she's part of the reason why I tell people, you know, if I tell you I love you, it's because I do. I don't have the energy to like beat around the bush or I don't have the energy to like play games and be like, you know, don't tell people what they think. Don't tell someone you like them. It makes you look like an idiot. No, absolutely not. I'm not like that. If I tell you I love you, it's because I do. If I tell you you brighten my days, it's because you do. I would rather tell someone what I feel than to hide those feelings and regret them later. Yeah, we're getting sappy here today. That's right. Aww. Yeah, no, I don't have time to play games. Yeah, it's true. It's true, Danielle. It's so true. Yeah. Like it just things from my past made a lot more sense, you know, once I grew older, you know. And it's really funny because, like, you know, both of my parents didn't have like traditional jobs where they, you know, show up in an office for a 9 to 5. And it's funny that, like, you know, oh look, I don't have a 9 to 5 job either. It's almost as though they normalize that way of living, that way of working, making something with your hands or doing something that only you can do. Victor says, I made my mother cry when I started working as a teacher. She said I was going to be miserable and die in sadness. She's also a teacher. Oh no! Oh no, that is not wholesome! Oh no! No, Victor, no! Okay, but now she says she's proud. Okay, yeah, okay, that's good. Oh, I love that. That says that their mom and them have the same, like, tone of voice. Is really funny on the phone. I love that. And now for something completely different. So, let's talk about living in a world without the internet. So, there were, like, internet cafes, and I was an ardent visitor of my local internet cafes. You know, I used to play Age of Empires for hours. You had to pay by the hour, by the way. Oh my god, Chip says, my mom told me she would love me even if I was a business major, and that was when I was like, oh, this is unconditional. I love that. I love that. And this is, I just remember that my dad was trying to talk me out of going to school for writing and literally said, why don't you do something for gay rights or whatever instead? I love that! That's so good! That's so good! Kendra, your parents know you're gay. Kendra, I'm sorry to tell you this. Kendra, your parents know you're gay. My dad doesn't know I'm queer. Kendra, I think your parents know. I think your parents know. If anything, because I think, you know, I think because they've spent probably, you know, the most time with you, raising you up and stuff. Oh my god, I'm sorry to hear that, Charlie. Yeah. Ronnie says they knew before you did. It's so true though. So, as a connoisseur of magazines, as I've shown earlier by making the stream slow down because I was downloading an old copy of a PDF, I never wanted to miss. Thank you, Kitty. Thank you, Kitty. We're nearing the end. This because why did you all know what you wanted to do so easily, so early? Bold of you to assume that was the case for me, by the way. But I guess my origin story will have to wait for another episode. So I could not bear the idea of missing on one of my favorite video game magazines. So if my magazine stand by the market did not have the magazine on the day it was supposed to come out, which was the 15th, by the way. The 15th of the month was the day that the new magazine came out. And if it didn't have it, you know your butt that I went looking. So imagine I am probably 11 to 12 years old. I live in the city. I live in the biggest Mexican city there has ever been, by the way. And I decided that I was going to map out all of every single magazine stand that was within walking distance of where I lived. And the radius expanded very, very quickly once I realized I didn't have that many within like a block or two. So at some point, I ended up creating a mental map of every magazine stand that was available up to what must have been 2 miles of walking, within 40 minutes of walking. I remember having this mental map and coming up with like a quick mental like route of like, okay, if I check this shop and they don't have it, I'm gonna go check this shop, and then I'm gonna go over here, and then I'm gonna walk 2 blocks this way, up this street, down this street, and now I'm at the avenue, and there's not one, there's 2 magazine stands there, and if I don't find it, then I'm gonna have to do the big walk and walk all around the rotunda towards the big supermarket, and it is there where the final magazine stand that I can reach. There's actually 2 more after that. But the furthest one away, which would be like an hour of walking each way, I remember, okay, the following, oh no, where's Vivi? Have a good night. Thank you for coming. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
It's funny because I remember the following part is not safe for work, by the way. The following part is not safe for work. So I am 12 years old, right? And there is a magazine stand right next to the big like corporate supermarket that is 40 to 50 minutes walking from where I live. I know. Kids are strange. I don't know how I did this, by the way. And I remember that this magazine stand, which was the furthest away. This was as far away as I was willing to go as a child for a magazine. And I remember the one time I went to check this furthest away magazine stand, I noticed, you know, because from a distance you're like, oh, that looks like an anime magazine. Please hold your laughter until we get there. So I'm walking closer to this magazine stand, and I'm like, oh, I recognize. Oh, Sakura is on the cover of that over there. Please, I implore you, stop laughing. We're not at the joke yet. So I finally make it to the magazine stand, and I see that they only have like newspapers and like sports magazine, and I'm like, I don't see my gaming magazines anywhere. I don't see them, right? I don't see them. And then I get close to the little wing of the magazine stand that has what I thought was anime magazines. And once I'm up close, I recognize, you know, usually the magazines wrapped in plastic are not for children. I get a little bit closer, and I notice that the cover of this magazine has Sakura and Tomoyo, confirming my belief, by the way, that they are in fact lesbians. But let me just tell you that the rest of the images, the cover was definitely not safe for work. There were quite a few of these things being sold here on this newsstand. So that was the last time I went to that magazine stand, by the way. Did I say nightstand? God. That was the last time I went to that one. That's the last time I went to that one, yeah. It's extra messed up if you realize that, you know, Sakura and Tomoyo are definitely, like, I don't want to say they're teenagers. So, you know. Yeah. Irina says, I do remember as a child being like, why are some of these magazines specially protected? I know. They're in elementary school? What? Oh, no. Again, of all the things that make it here from Japan, that's the one, by the way.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Imagine the vendor turns you like looking for manga. Oh no, is very correct. Yeah, they're they're babies. Yeah, they're children. Yeah. I don't want to say that like I was a very like, you know, I was living the postmodernist style from back then. So I remember. All I'm saying is, I think you had a different reaction to seeing hentai as a 12-year-old than I would have. I mean, like, speaking of my reaction, like, I literally, like, you know, I was standing there, and I looked at that magazine, and I'm like, this shit's not for me, is it? I'm pretty sure this is not for me. I'm pretty sure this is not for me, is it? I'm pretty sure I shouldn't be looking at this stuff. Again, I want to let you know that I peaked as a pervert. You know, I peaked when I was 3 years old. After that, I just became a saint, you know? I was like, well, I'm pretty sure these Okay, you know what? I'm dropping this bit. This bit's not funny. I also love that Maxi chose to do a down memory lane stream only after the trivia stream. Okay, the trivia stream was exclusively only for, like, deep cuts, okay? It was also fun. Yeah, I'm a saint. It's true. Kitty agrees. I am a saint who has never done anything perverted ever. I am truly chaste. I was hoping my brain could like come up with a follow-up to that, but my brain once again let me down. Can't wait to ruin me. Shut up, Siska. That sounds creepy. Don't say that, Siska. That sounds perverted right there. And now, saying you all thought this was gonna be a boring story about magazines, but no. I did never go back to that magazine stand after that. I was like, no, that stuff is kind of creepy. Shut up! Lord Farquaad meme pointing FF14 nerd. There wasn't even a curtain. It was just a badly lit corner. Oh my god. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was never like, I remember video rental stores, and I never remember that section being like openly available. I was curious because I was a child, and someone told me to not go look at something. So I was like, well, I want to know what it is. I want to know what you guys are keeping from me. Is this where all the candy comes from? Is this where you're keeping all the cool superhero powers that I'm supposed to get when I'm a teenager? Oh, this is the last story. Oh no, it's time for the last story. All right. Yeah, Kitty. Accidentally. Kitty says, I accidentally almost walked into the hentai section at like 13. Oh yeah. Accidentally. Victor says, is this where milk comes from? Is that where you're keeping all the cows? Listen, all I'm saying is that much like how none of us know how our smart devices work, it could all just be little gnomes in there, pulling levers and pushing on buttons. You never know. Oh my god, Chips! I remember renting when I came to the US. I remember renting N64 and GameCube games from Blockbuster. Siska, you didn't. Siska, you didn't. How could you? Renting Tony Hawk was so good. Honestly, I feel like renting Tony Hawk is the optimal way of like playing Tony Hawk, by the way. Oh my god, it was besides the gaming section? Oh my god. How did it manage to stay so pure? I deserve a greater punishment. Okay, cousin. Head pat. Yo, people in chat, we should bully Siska by giving them head pats, by the way. Anybody want to give Siska a head pat, by the way? I don't have an emote, I'm just gonna type head pat in all caps. There you go, the head pat is for you, by the way, Siska. Get owned, bozo. Oh, let's go. Yeah. Yo, I'm gonna make a command. I'm gonna get a command called Siska head pats for sure. It's gonna be like Siska has been head patted 1,000 times. Chip says, I also got glasses at 5 but didn't wear them because kids are mean. So I was too blind to see it properly. Oh no. Oh, Chips, I'm sorry. That's so sad. Poor Chips. Also, I love Kitty and Charlie being like the same energy, by the way. Alright, and now for the final story of today's entertainment. Let me tell you about the first original story I ever wrote. So, this is in Mexico. This is before I came to the US, before I went through my origin story and I realized that I could write stories for a living and that I could have fun doing this particular thing. It is middle school. I am 12 to 13 years old. And my closest friend and ally, not the guy, unfortunately, not the guy who had a girlfriend or who I bonded with over Tomoyo being gay. I've shared my origin story in an old video. I've also shared it many times over the years, honestly. But this is another friend. A really close friend that I had. We liked the same video games. He showed me Castlevania Symphony of the Night, and a bunch of other stuffs, Again, really, really bonded, He also showed me FF9. We bonded over gaming, as all good friendships do. And one day, he came from school, and he had written something. He told the people in school that he had had a vivid, weird dream, and he had decided to write it down, like a story. I don't remember the content of his dream, by the way. I really don't. But I remember thinking that it was cool as hell, and I thought it was really inspiring. And can you imagine my luck? How dare you, Alex? Did I attend school with Rod Serling? Yes, I did in fact. I did in fact go to school in the Midwest in black and white times. It's true. It's true. In fact, I taught Rod Serling how to smoke cigarettes. That's not true. I don't smoke cigarettes. I have asthma. I would never smoke. I hate smoke. I'm not saying I hate you if you smoke cigarettes. I just please don't do it around me. So, can you imagine the serendipity of a few weeks later, I have this weird ass dream. And it's the most anime dream of all time, but it's so cool that I decide I want to write it down as well. So I begin writing it down, and now my friend, not to put my friend, not to dunk on my friend, so many years after the fact, but he wrote a description of his dream, and I thought I could write my dream like it was a story. So, I wrote it, to the best of my ability, by hand, on ruled paper with a freaking, pencil, and I wrote the dream like it was a story. And in this dream, me and my classmates were all characters. And if I remember correctly, and hear me out, okay? If I remember correctly, making my characters smoke for the look, thumbs up. Being around smokers IRL, thumbs down. I know, absolutely. So in this dream, our entire class was at school, and something happens to the world. Something terrible happens to the world, and I guess it became post-apocalyptic before I knew what post-apocalyptic thing was, media was. And I remember that everyone gains. You can tell I'm a freaking Saint Seiya nerd. Everyone gains a weapon, and this weapon, which was unique to each person's personality, when wielded would grant them a magical armor. And we would use these swords and armors to defend ourselves against the creatures of this post-apocalyptic world. And I spent a long time in the story that I wrote. Again, I didn't finish this thing. Come on, I was like 12 years old. There were video games to play, but I remember having fun, analyzing the dream, and using the dream as a jump pad. As a jump pad to intertwine the events of the classroom that we were, the drama of the classroom, and the characters' personalities with their equipment. I remember what my equipment was, and I remember what my best friend's equipment was. Ooh. Oh, Kitty ordered real food. Let's go, Kitty. Food pog. Remind me not to press that button twice because it sounds a little bit weird. Anyways, good job, Kitty. I'm proud of you. Eat some real food. And it was really interesting because this was my first time actually writing a story, And again, I had done quite a lot of reading, I read books here and there. I've also read a lot of Greek mythology at the time. I actually ended up not really liking Greek mythology when I was little because I went from thinking these stories were like fun to realizing that Greek myths are depressing. So I was like, oh, this book of Greek myths, it's not fun. And I stopped reading it. But again, please don't call me a Greek mythology nerd. I feel like there are people on this chat who deserve that title better than me. I thought mythology was cool because I watched Hercules when I was little, and I also watched like the Hercules live action show and the Cena live action show. That's why I was a Greek mythology nerd. It had nothing to do with me actually caring much about Greek mythology. So once I realized that regular Greek mythology was like depressing and like sad and like a little bit horny, I was like, oh, I would rather have this funny stuff that is like lighthearted and funny. Charlie says, YouTube wasn't letting me chat and I think that was God stopping me. It was in fact Charlie, by the way. Yeah, there's the side eye. Yeah. Listen, I'm not side-eyeing. I'm just saying, criminal offensive side eye? Listen, I don't deserve to be called the Greek mythology nerd. Charlie's in the chat. Charlie knows more about it than I do. More than I ever will. And Charlie has put in more time Oh my god. Reading about the 59 times Zeus became an animal to have sex with a human. This is not... I like, over the course of this stream, Victor has learned how to read me, by the way. It is true. It is true. It is true. I was holding that book, and I'm like, no, the story wasn't that. The story was the one where a mom and her daughter, the daughter dies, and the mom is like, I'm gonna ask the god Dionysus for help. And the god Dionysus is like, oh, I will definitely help you. And the mother's like, yes, can you please bring my daughter back to life, please? And Dionysus is like, no, that's lame. I'm gonna turn you and your daughter into a flower so you can live on forever. And then the lady was like, that's not what I wanted. And then she gets blasted out of existence. And I was reading that story, and I'm like, this is not for me, is it? This is definitely not for me. I'm like, Dionysus, you could have just brought the daughter back to life. You didn't have to kill the mom too and turn her into a flower. This really doesn't solve the problem. Dionysus, this doesn't solve the problem. Also, you're the guy all about drink. Wouldn't it be more in character for you to be like, hey, oh, your daughter died? Here you go, drink yourself into oblivion. Here is a bottle of a bottomless bottle of wine. The origin story for Flower with a Flower. How dare you, kitty? How dare you? Oh my god, my cat is at the door. Oh my god. Can I get a bunch of Yanto IRLs, please, in chat? Because my cat wants to come in. Yanto, come in. Come in. Yanto? Yanto, are you gonna sit on my chair? Yanto, do you want to say hi to chat, Yanto? Yanto, say hi to chat. Yanto, tell them to subscribe and to hit the like button. Yanto. Yanto, tell them. Yanto. No, you don't want to talk? I love you. You want me to put you down? Oh, you're not happy, huh? Big furs, though. Yanto, what's your story for the story stream? Oh my god. Yanto's like, once upon a time, I asked for food, and I got fed. End of story. Oh my god, Siska. I fed him. I had a moment of weakness where I was like, did I feed my son? I fed him. Oh my god. I just like the idea of Dionysus. Dionysus being like, waking up in the middle of the night and being like, holy crap, I drank so much. Shit, did I turn another lady into a flower? Crap, I gotta stop doing that. I gotta stop turning ladies into flowers. Oh, there's a stupid joke in here. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh no. Aries told me that I could never, because Aries told me that I'm such a beta that I would never deflower. Okay, no, that's not funny. That's not funny. But see, that you tell, because the flower. Okay, all right. I know. Listen, I didn't think that joke was funny, but I just thought maybe you would want to like. Yeah, I know it's not funny, but I think it is funny that Aries would be like the Chad of the gods. And I know that Dionysus. I know it doesn't make sense because Dionysus is kind of also the Chad. Okay, I'm sorry. I know it wasn't funny. I know. Please, don't throw tomatoes at me. I know it wasn't funny, but I thought I would follow the joke all the way until it's ridiculous extreme. Siska, you're saying words I don't know. There you go. Kendra says, while you were busy deflowering maidens, I was studying reflowering. How dare you? What? Okay. Siska, I swear to God. Siska, I'm so mad. Kitty, I'm gonna hold this book hostage, I swear to God. Siska, I know what homicidal is. You punk. You absolute maniac punk. Making fun of me, by the way. Now, Kendra's coming in with the base take, by the way. Virginity is a social construct, bozo. That's true, absolutely. Base Kendra take, by the way. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And now it's a quote. Let's go. Hell yeah. Yo, 160 quotes. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right. So, and that are the stories for today. We have about 10 minutes. So, do you have any questions about me when I was a baby? Please go ahead and ask them now, and I will answer them as quickly as possible. And also, I welcome any comments as well. Definitely feel free to, ask me any questions. I'm going to give you a second. Yo, baby Kendra, you have to share it in chat. Do you think you have an underlying trauma from the doc play that persisted into your life? I don't think so. I really don't think so. I really felt more like a bystander there. Yeah, weight and height, please. Did you cry, scream, or laugh when you came out? I remember. I don't remember my weight or height when I was a baby. But I know I was born at 10:30 p.m. I was a night baby, and I remember that I came out with my eyes wide open. I came out immediately looking around the world. I don't know if I cried. Do you remember your first words, Spanish and English? I don't remember my first words in Spanish. And in English, good freaking luck. I remember being taught English in middle school, but it was like we were learning English without learning the pronunciation. So I remember, like, instead of table, I just said table. So there's my first English word right there. Table. Maxi came out being like, okay, what the fuck is this? Favorite Saint Seiya arc? I haven't seen Saint Seiya in forever. When I tried rewatching it a few years ago, I was like, how long until we get to the freaking, like, Zodiac arc? That's my favorite. I like that. Can you believe it's 100 episodes before they get to the freaking, like, like they have to fight, like, the bronze armors or whatever? It's great. It is crazy. It's 100 episodes until you get there. That's crazy. You joked about Legend of Zelda fanfic, and I need to know if you wrote it for real. Okay, when I say that I wrote it for real, I said that I probably wrote like a page and a half. So, not having any context for what The Legend of Zelda was, everything that I knew about Zelda was literally that image that I showed you, that spread in the magazine that showed Twink Link and then a Stalfos. So I thought the skeleton was the bad guy of The Legend of Zelda. And thankfully, I already knew that Link wasn't the Zelda, by the way. So I wrote a story about how, like, Link was trying to save Zelda, and the Stalfos, who I thought was the bad guy, by the way, tried stopping Link. That was the extent of how far I got. Who's my favorite Ranma character? Well, I am really, really partial towards Ranma, by the way. I feel like when you have a protagonist like that, they get so much screen time that, of course, they're gonna be like the most well-rounded character. Now, non-Ranma characters. I mean, like, I always thought Shampoo was cute. Oh, hi, kid. Hello. How you doing today?
Welcome.
I'll share maybe stories. Oh, Victor says, "Oh no, rewatching Sensei is not a good idea." No, it's not. It really isn't. It really isn't. Okay. I don't know the name of some of the arcs. I'm not gonna lie. Now, my favorite Ranma character who isn't Ranma. Now, I'm pretty partial to her Shampoo. I thought she was really cute. But also, I love the brother who does kendo and the girl who does gymnastics. The brother has a crush on female Ranma, and the sister has a crush on male Ranma, and they have never interacted with the other gendered version of Ranma, so they don't know they exist. And I kind of love that, Like, Ranma turns into a girl, and then, like, the kendo guy's like, "Oh, yes, beautiful maiden of red hair, come here, let me hold you in your arms." And then, like, he gets bonked. And, like, Ranma turns into a boy, and then the guy's sister, who's a gymnast, walks in and goes like, Radma, you're so handsome. Please go on a date with me. And neither of them know that they're hitting on the same person. It's great. I love that. I love that. That's just so cute. I have 6 minutes left. Does anybody else have any questions they want to ask about me when I was a baby, or just questions in general? Go ahead. By the way, if anybody wants to put in any support before the stream ends, do please remember that you can support me on coffee.com. You can use the YouTube chat menu to give me a super chat. And you can also buy me stuff through my wish list, all of which will show up on the stream, and you get to, people get to see you and stuffs. There's the clip. Any fun family traditions? Well, before things got bad, we used to go to the beach every single summer, and that was nice. It was like 5 hours of driving, and some of the driving was really, really like, scary, but we always had fun and we always made it back. Have you seen Makaido? I don't know what that is. Is that a movie? Haven't seen it. What channel was anime airing in Mexico? It was Channel 9. It was Channel 9. It was funny because the other channels I literally could not care about, but Channel 9 was the channel for like hits and like, had anime, had sitcoms on it. But on Sundays, Channel 2021 aired a bunch of like supernatural stuff on Sundays. So that's where my brother and I we would like scare ourselves every Sunday watching supernatural stuff. We would watch Unsolved Mysteries. We would watch Ripley's Believe It or Not. We would watch that Guinness record show. We would also they would do like specials on like aliens and stuffs, and we would like scare ourselves every single time. My wife has such a good memory, and I'm sitting here like, I don't have a good memory. It's just like, like, I don't know. I feel like if I've told these stories before, so they're pretty centralized in my brain. I feel like if I walk you through memories, you would like remember. Kid says, "How are you?" No worries, no worries. I'm doing good. I'm having a good day. A nice, relaxed, Lost Canvas is an uncanon story by a different author, but it was so good that the original author canceled it and made it not canon. No, and wait, really? That's interesting. That's funny. I think I might have misread that, but nonetheless. Yeah, no, I wanted to have like a nice series of streams before I got back to work on the books and stuff. Is this gonna dox me? No, this is not doxing me, thank God. By the way, I want to let you know, by the way, that yesterday it happened, by the way. We do, by the way, have a new emote, by the way. I mean, it should show, if you typed Metalord in the chat, it should show up on the chat and on the screen, but it won't actually float around. Yeah, here comes Metalord. Yes, I love him. By the way, props to Alex for leaning into the joke, by the way. I love Metalord. Metalord is so good. Yeah, Metalord and Dancer, yes, they live together. I love them. Yeah, Alex changed their icon to Metalord. Oh, it used to be canon. That makes more sense, Victor. That makes more sense. Also, as I mentioned, by the way, sorry, this meme still kills me, by the way. I don't know if Caleb is here, by the way, but like, me talking about gummies and then Caleb is just like, no, peach rings. By the way, Seku, I saw your reply, by the way. I was talking about gummies earlier today on Twitter. And Seku, I don't know what those gummies are, but they look tasty. Sheen, this is the ninth week in a row you have shown Metalord in class. I love that. Honestly, like, my favorite part of the stream, it's Pico Baya and Baya Sticks, the best ones. Hell yeah. Oh, you responded with the Lifesaver gummies. Yeah, no, to me, it's the little, like, cola ones, the worms, and the cherries. Those are the best ones. I'm sorry, gummy bears. I'm sorry. Life is not fair. And I want to remind you, by the way, tomorrow we are going to be, I'm going to be doing a tier list of all the Disney and Pixar movies, so get excited for opinions. I have opinions, and I'm also correct. And the day after that, we're gonna get back to our Nuzlocke. Look at how hard I went on this freaking thumbnail, by the way. I went so hard on this freaking thumbnail for no reason. Oh my god. The movie I watched the the most in class was Over the Top. Oh my god, that's funny. Over the Top, really? Isn't Over the Top the Sylvester Stallone movie where he has to pay for his child's education by winning a game of arm wrestling? Is that Over the Top? Am I crazy? You reference to your most viral Tumblr post. Oh my god. Charlie says if you don't put Treasure Planet on the highest tier, I'm gonna lay siege to your stream. All right, we're gonna have to put up the moat. We're gonna have to pull up the bridge and get ready to get the archers on the towers because things are not gonna be good. Oh yeah, the stream is about to wrap up, Manel. That sounds like a documentary. Oh my god. Also, I can tell some of you guys are actually in the past, by the way. It's funny. I love that, like, the timing is a little bit off. It's probably because I downloaded a magazine halfway through the stream, but that's fine. But anyways, yeah. Thursday is going to be Pokemon. And tomorrow we're going to be doing Disney. Time to do some Disney. Disney. Alright. And now it's time for me. I'm just gonna... Sometimes when I'm lonely, I sit and think about them. Non-binary link. Oh, no worries, May. Thank you for coming today. I love you. So nice to see you, May. Just like nice little lurking May.
Goodbye.
There we go.
Bye-bye.
All right, now I gotta get out of here. It's already 2 o'clock. Oh yeah, for sure. I'm really excited for the tier list tomorrow, by the way. Hi, May. I need to do a stream. I want to do a stream where I make Pokemons for all of the mods. I want to envision what Ronnie would be as a Pokemon and what May would be as a Pokemon. And of course, Kitty, Kendra, and Charlie. I was actually thinking about it yesterday. And I was like, oh, I think I know what I would want Ronnie to be as a Pokemon. And by the way, where did I put this? Here you go. Thank you for the stores. Oh, no worries. Thank you for coming today. Ronnie's a Gengar. No. Ronnie is cute and adorable and fits in the palm of your hand. And by the way, the music you heard today, by the way, was from Lo-Fi Leah. You're still listening to it right now in the background. If you want to support them, please consider checking them out on YouTube and Spotify. VTube is the app that I used to be a VTuber, and my official website is MKirinAuthor.com. You can also learn about my role-playing game Iron Valley from there. Please go and check it out. And please, do not forget, do me a big favor and just leave a like on the stream. It helps a lot and lets YouTube know that I matter, that I exist, and that I should show up in everybody's recommended pages. And Manel says, Hunchback of Notre Dame better be high. I make no promises. But I think you'll be alright. No worries, Red Kid. Thank you for coming today. And I'm going to be heading out of here. But first, before I go anywhere, I want to thank you for making me a part of your day. And I want to lean just a little bit close to give you a little message. Hey friends, thank you for joining me today. I hope you had fun listening to stories of when I was little. It's really important sometimes to reflect on the past and enjoy and savor the good memories. When I was brainstorming today's stream, I was talking with Kitty, and Kitty said, you're allowed one story about trauma. And I had that in my notes as I was coming up with memories, and I really didn't feel like putting any of the trauma in here. I wanted the stories to be fun and light and silly. and you know, even though I definitely had plenty of drama growing up, I think it's important to also take a minute to appreciate the good memories, the good things that happened in our lives in the past. You know, things are never just black and white. There's always a little bit of stuff in the middle, and it's good. It's a good skill to have for sure. To appreciate the past and savor the good memories. To not let the sense of our past traumas and the bad things become the narrative of who we were in the past. So consider this a great reminder to savor the memories you have, whether recent or distant or far away. Savor them, enjoy them. And look back every once in a while and laugh at the things you did when you were young. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for making me a part of your day. And I hope you have a lovely, lovely rest of your night, rest of your morning, rest of your evening. Bye-bye.
Okay, that's all the time I've got. I gotta get back to playing Animal Crossing New Leaf on my Nintendo 3DS.
And now, sorry for the jump scare. Thank you for coming today. This was a really fun stream. When I came up with the idea, Kitty and I came up with the idea on last Friday. We thought, I wonder if that would be fun. And this ended up being one of the most fun streams I've had in a long time. So thank you for being a part of it. Thank you for joining me today. And once again, thank you for making me a part of your day. It means so much. I'm happy to know that I can be there for you when you need me. And thank you for just being in the comments, just being a watcher, just enjoying the good vibes. Thank you. And good night. Bye-bye.
Okay, that's all the time I've got. I gotta get back to playing Animal Crossing New Leaf